Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to our wonderful. Thanks for the hell yeah, Celeste. I didn't even say hello yet, and Celeste is already sending a hell yeah. Celeste is so excited. We'll talk about Celeste in a bit. But as you can see in the profile picture, on IRIAM we have Celeste in our profile picture. So our special guest for today, we'll have two guests today. But first, my name is Browntul, and I am a content creator and a variety streamer. And today we're going to be starting day 2 of our Elgato extravaganza, our IRIAM X Elgato event. Now, to recap my history with Elgato, for those that missed yesterday's stream, you can take a look at our slides here. There's Celeste watching along on the screen. Nice cheapy Celeste. We have a screenshot here of how I got started. I had the Elgato green screen from work. I had a HD60S capture card from when we did stuff in college. We all shared one. And then the Elgato Stream Deck mobile app. And Miguel, who was working with partnerships at Elgato, wanted to do a call to action for streamers that wanted to take part in a event. Oh, awa. Thanks for the awa. Or the wa. Thanks for the wa, Celeste. And hello to all our other friends joining at IRIAM as well. Just going through the intro here for my history, just to speedrun this. Miguel did provide us with some Elgato products to help us get started, and I've been with Elgato ever since in terms of buying Elgato stuff or getting Elgato stuff. It's been very useful for my workflow. You see a couple of images here on Twitch of that. And remember, Call of Duty, any of you play Call of Duty? I did that. Helped out with the events. It turns out if you zoom in really closely on this tiny logo, can I zoom in? Yeah, there it goes. It says Elgato. So my relationship with Elgato follows me IRL as well. Super cool. We have the booth here as well. You see the full setup. Now this panel right here, which is a little blurry, but there's a custom panel on the Stream Deck, and that's what we get if we win the Elgato event. So a little custom panel.
Can I talk now?
Speedrun. Look at it, Elgato, and therefore I like Elgato. Okay, so now I want to introduce my guest here, as you see on the screen on Twitch, the one and only Celes Aurion, inspirational celery onion. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. You always mispronounce my name. Hi, I'm Celes Aurion. Cat girl, DJ, variety, content creator extraordinaire. It's nice to be here. Thank you for having me, Browntul. I appreciate it. It's okay that you mispronounce Orion every time.
It's because I keep saying celery onion, and now I can't stop saying it like it's onion.
Celery onion, yeah.
Celery.
It's okay. In my IRIAM intro, it says Celes Aurion. I say Celes Aurion because that's how I originally pronounced it. I changed it. So you're saying it like the original version. So throwback.
What is the history behind Celes Aurion?
What's the history behind the name? So I had it as Celes Aurion, and then I recorded like 5 videos and it sounded terrible, and I swapped it to Celes Aurion. It comes from the idea of reaching for the stars and forever forward. That's where my name comes from, is reaching for the stars and forever forward. It was meant to be a representation of my goals as a creator.
I think I can relate to that because you mentioned the stars, and I also like stars. Yeah. And I think everyone at IRIAM likes stars too.
Who doesn't like stars? You got 1,000 right now in your chat.
Yeah, thanks for 1,000 from Siyong. And look at all these other people joining us here. We're live on Twitch and IRIAM. We're going to be doing some audio-related stuff for Elgato products in a little bit. We're just doing our intro with Celeste, who has been super cool. Celeste, you're basically the first streamer ever on IRIAM US. Isn't that right?
That's correct. Yeah, I've been streaming. I went live at 5 p.m. PST on November 15th of 2024. I was the first one to go live. And I've been streaming every day since.
Oh, man, it's so amazing. Just the streak that you're on. I think IRIAM should give you a counter that does not stop
I just
at
want a
100.
plaque at 1,000.
At 1,000. See that?
Yeah.
Hopefully we get to 1,000. I think that would be amazing. And then would have to do
Oh,
the
absolutely.
1,000 year festival. No, not the year festival, but the
Not the
what, the
1,000-year
day?
festival. Don't do this to me.
Okay, well, real quick, I do want to give a shout out to what you are doing. Let's show this on the slides here on Twitch. This is the schedule that you have for your IRIAM stream as well. You're doing the Stream Deck event. So tell us a little bit more about what
That's
you're going
correct.
to do on your streams.
Yeah, so I'm currently working towards the IRIAM stream, the custom Elgato Stream Deck as well. I'm hoping to, work alongside this turtle and place first and second. I don't care which. So I am doing Spray the Cat, not tonight, but so all of my schedule is backwards. Everything's been moved around. So just consider that these are things that are happening, but they are not in the right order. So spraying the cat, where I have Coffee Cat spray me with a squirt bottle every time we receive points. Banned word stream, which we did yesterday, where I ate 6 million Scoville popcorn every time I said one of the banned words. Ouch. Extreme Heat, which will be 8 million Scoville popcorn. Chicken Nugget Challenge, which is where I'm going to eat as many chicken nuggies as my community helps reach me in points. So, 100 points per chicken nugget. Batsu will, you know how those guys, how that works. Dare the Cat, which is where you get to do Truth or Dare. And then an endurance stream on the final day. So we're doing a lot. And then, of course, the top 8 gifters who support me get one of the custom faceplates, since they are giving them all to us to do as we will with it. And then, second place, we get a original song release. First place, we'll do a music video, but we're shooting for it.
Yeah, isn't that so cool that they're going to give us extra faceplates to give to our own viewers? I feel like
I'm so excited.
I don't know if that's ever been done before. Like we've done the Zoom Scoops event just happened, right? But you have to buy the ice cream. We had the sake event, but you have to buy the sake. We had a card event, but you have to buy the card deck.
Right.
But this, we're just giving it to you. We're giving it to the fans. It's an incredible opportunity, and it's 12 months of a partnership between IRIAM and Elgato, where they will give us opportunities to give away Elgato streaming gear for our IRIAM streams. So I think that's fantastic. It really is.
I love it. I love it so much. I feel like the Elgato gear is such a intrinsic part of the higher end streaming setups that so many of us use, especially with stream decks for what is it called, soundboards and transitions, other things that we do with our streams, both on and off IRIAM. And I'm very excited to talk about all the different products that they work with. So
okay, so let's go ahead and get started with that. Before we do, I forgot to start the recording on IRIAM, so let me do that real quick.
Oh, do I have to do my announcement again? Do I have to do my full intro again?
No need. We'll bring it in from Twitch.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. I started the recording on my phone. This is actually a fun fact. My phone, with the cooler on, is actually able to record. It's kind of crazy. We'll see how long this lasts.
That's fair. That's
fair.
fair.
Everyone say hello to YouTube. And I'm here with Celes Aurion. Yes, I got it.
I'm so silly. I can't read. Nice to meet you. Did you notice Neko Mickey is in the chat? Hi, Neko. Nice to see you.
So awesome. There's a lot happening. And Awa. Thanks for the Awa teeth.
Yeah,
nice
I'm here with Brown to support Brown for this event. So I love you too, Neko. Mickey. I always call you by your first. Everyone calls you Mickey, and then I'm always calling you Neko. I feel out of place. I got to work on it.
Hey, so Celes, you yourself, you own a couple of Elgato products yourself, namely the Stream Deck Plus and the XLR Dock with it. So
I have one other as well.
And what would that be?
It's kind of funny. You mentioned the prior version of it earlier. So the Elgato, I believe it is the HD60S Plus.
Whoa. Yeah, that is.
It's what I used to stream my Xbox from. Yeah.
That was such a good capture card. Way back then. It has never failed me.
Sure.
Sweating. No, but it's one of the early capture cards that we've ever had. I think for
it was
people
a 4K
that
right off the bat.
And now, I mean, the fact that we have the 4K capture cards now is such a long way for us to get here. Let me show on the screen for those that don't know what a Stream Deck Plus is. I got a nice little camera here, and I'm pointing at it. Oh, it's not focused. There it is.
Not you pulling out your 3 different Stream Decks here.
It's our spaceship that we showed yesterday. What do you think about this spaceship?
What do I think? I see that you're not using about how many of those at the bottom half on the right deck?
We're in a folder. Okay, now we're not in a folder.
Sure. Okay.
see. Oh, here's a jump.
Judge you. I'm like, you
here's
have
a jump
all of this space.
You got the super jump scare on there. No, so to remind everyone, we started from scratch just for the purpose of this entire journey. As you all are joining us on Twitch and IRIAM, it's a completely from scratch default everything, and we just started building all this stuff yesterday. And so there's a lot of blank spaces.
Wonderful.
We have the light, of course, here, but I wanted to show you this because you and I actually have different peripherals for this that you can plug into the back. And if you look at see if we can show a view here. Well, my computer is lagging. There's the IRIAM stream if you want to see a lot of IRIAM. But
hello, IRIAM twice.
Back here we have these USB plugs, and these are plugged in to the USB hub. So Stream Deck Plus with the USB hub, which expands everything. I think my audio is lagging here.
Only a little.
Yeah, I think it's insanely lagging. I want to.
Oh goodness.
We're not close. We're gonna do we're gonna eventually do a demo. Let me try this. Maybe this will be better.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Do a demo.
There's no scuff on bossing, say.
I think maybe the voice mod is kicking in too hard.
Voice mod being troublesome. Not clickbait.
Okay, hopefully this is better. Okay, well, let me know if there's some audio issues here. Sometimes it happens. But
everything sounds good to me. But chat, what do you see? What do you hear?
Yeah, let me know, because according to this, I'm lagging like crazy. I'm just showing this, which is a power of the Stream Deck Plus. It is very, very powerful. Actually,
I'm wondering if it's because you're trying to render your screen right now as well as run everything else. If it's just causing some lag.
Yeah, this wasn't a problem yesterday, which is interesting. Should I hit the reboot on Wavelink? Maybe I'll hit
no.
Oh no, actually, there's the difference here. Let me.
The fear is real.
Here, I'm gonna do this. I forgot I'm double streaming technically.
Chat.
I'm showing Celes the Twitch stream in Discord as well. Maybe that's like
you could technically cut this the Discord stream to see if that'll fix the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I am watching on the Twitch as well, so
it sounds good.
Got you covered.
I think it's actually better now. So
that would do it.
That would do it. We love Discord, don't we?
Yeah, is why I never dual stream to Discord. It's so garbage.
Yeah, it's so difficult. Here we have. Let's show it again then. Hopefully this is a little better. Yeah, this sounds a lot better.
Pause crossed.
Discord.
Pause crossed.
If I could draw on the screen here, you can see that we have these USBs that are plugged in, and they are wrapped around. I mean, this one kind of wraps around a little further, but they're connected to
drawing
the
on
2
screen.
other Stream Decks. And we have power and the pass-through. This goes all the way to the computer. It's down here like this. And then this is the power, which goes all the way over there. And that's the usefulness of the of this Stream Deck Plus that we have. It helps normalize or I guess simplify the USB setup. That's why I like it myself. Hello to our new friends joining on IRIAM. Very, very cool that we're seeing this Stream Deck Plus. Now you, Celes, you have the XLR dock. And I know the XLR works a little similarly to this.
Yes. So I currently have the XLR deck. What the XLR deck does, for those of you guys in chat who do not know, is an XLR microphone is typically something you run through your mixer to get audio to your PC. So what I have done is basically daisy chain 2 mixers together. I run my XLR microphone into the XLR on the backside of the Stream Deck. The Stream Deck is attached via USB-C into the USB-C port on the back of the Stream Deck that comes natally, and you just screw it in. There's still ports for headphones as well as for a USB-C connection, because you obviously need power for this thing. And I can control my XLR directly off of my Stream Deck rather than having to worry about any sort of other connections. There's advantages and disadvantages. It's really good if you want to process audio software-wise instead of hardware-wise. If you're looking for a hardware setup, you may just want to use a Yamaha or something. But like if you like software processing, like for me, I have a lot of background audio. I have a lot of other things like that. And for a long time, I just raw audioed my IRIAM streams versus like my Twitch and other streams, which was a problem. My IRIAM stream quality, I care a lot about audio. I'm a DJ, I music produce, I have a lot of other things I do with regards to audio. And my IRIAM streams audio was just garbage compared to my Twitch streams, my YouTube content, so on and so forth. So I bought the XLR Stream Deck attachment, and it has been a great purchase. It has come with a few learning experiences, but in the end, it's very, very worth it. I definitely want to say it's a positive contribution, and not a negative one. It's still very much a learn in progress. But in general, once you get the hang of it, it can be very worth it as an additional option to add to your already Stream Deck Plus if you already have one, as well as the Yamaha audio setup if you're like streaming onto your IRIAM as well.
And so I want to show here on the screen, hopefully this well, it's a little zoomed in here. Actually, let me get this on our desktop view, perhaps. But this is the webpage for the XLR dock that I think will be very, very useful for those that are interested in it. And okay, this should work right here. Here it is. So right now it's retailing for $129, and you can see right here in the interface here just how simple it is to plug in the earbuds and to plug in the XLR mic that you have. It's just that simple. And very, very high quality as well. It's all combined with your Stream Deck Plus like this.
Absolutely. It has saved me an entire audio secondary setup to worry about by simply moving my Stream Deck and my audio entirely to the Stream Deck for usage with regards to Twitch and such like that, and then just using my Yamaha to process the audio over aux to my phone when I'm doing the IRIAM streams. So it's become almost my entire mixer if I'm not also adding an instrument or like a bass or something to my Yamaha and processing that in as well.
Here it is from the front side for those that are interested in how that looks like. Now, the big thing that I want to transition to, I think is very interesting, is how you set up your audio as a whole. You mentioned a little bit
Oh,
of how it
goodness.
connects to your Yamaha, but you get people that ask, well, how do we get audio as good as Celes's when it comes to IRIAM streams? Because it's not as simple as going on OBS and saying let's throw it in through Wavelink. We're going to talk about Wavelink in
Oh, yeah.
after this, but of course, you know, there's always that bridge to get it to your phone. How do you do it yourself?
Oh, goodness. Okay, so I'm going to mention Wavelink in this process because it is part of the process. It is a combination of what is it? What is that guy who did where you activate one thing, it activates three other things? He's known for like it plays off of different things. So I'll put it in as simple terms as possible to start, and then we can kind of go into further once we get to the Wavelink portion, I guess. So I run my XLR straight into the XLR Mk.2 adapters on my Stream Deck Plus. I run my audio, so my headphone jack goes straight into the back of my XLR as well. And then I run a USB connection to my PC from the Stream Deck, and then I run a USB connection to my Yamaha from the PC, and then there is a aux port on my Yamaha that I run a TRRS cable. It's important that's a TRRS cable. That's the one with the 3 bands, not 2. 3 bands, both ends. If it's 2, it won't work. It'll treat it like headphones instead of a mic. And I run that into the aux port. I put on a loop back on my Yamaha. This is really simplifying because it has nothing to do with the software side. Software side is a lot more complicated. And then I run that aux cord into a USB-C to aux adapter. And then I run that into my phone.
Did you get all of that?
Exactly.
In essence, you know, it's funny because, like, I get what you mean in terms of how they all connect together like that. But when someone hears this, it's like, whoa, there's actually so much more to it than just simply plug it in. I think there's a beauty to how you set up yours to have that precise control with the help of the XLR Dock.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a process. There's many things that go into the involvement. And again, that's just the hardware side. The software side includes like making sure all of the audio is running to the right monitoring setting, and then making sure the monitoring setting and Wavelink is processed right to the Yamaha, and then making sure that the PC itself is receiving the audio in the right output. It's it's never just one thing.
Now, do you have any tips for new IRIAM streamers on how to make sure that their audio actually does work?
So first off, use headphones and use a microphone if at all possible. Your audio is so important to your stream quality in general. This just goes for any streamer. The difference between someone who you swipe away from and someone you watch longer is whether or not their audio sounds like it has a bunch of buzzing static in it, or if the audio is crisp and sounds nice and is clear with very little background audio. And especially on IRIAM, where it's just a just chatting format, you want to have, you want to play music and such like that. So you make sure you have a good microphone. Secondly, the second most important thing after a good microphone is a good mixer. So, and that's where, the Stream Deck comes in. If we, using the XLR Mk.2 mixer is wonderful. And then, I also use a Yamaha AG06. You don't need a Yamaha AG06. You can use a Yamaha AG03, much cheaper. If you don't want to do that, you can always go down a little bit further, though I never recommend using the red box of death. A lot of people love it. I do not. Do you know what I'm talking about, Brown, by the way?
I think so.
Okay. Let me clarify which is the red box of death. Scarlet. There you go. Lamia knows.
Scarlet.
Yes. I threw it out the window when I got my Yamaha. I was not very happy with the Scarlet. It is the worst The worst mixer ever. I would recommend any other mixer out there. I don't care if you use a Fifine. Don't use a Scarlett.
Very popular choice, by the way.
But yeah, just
the Fifine ones.
It's cheap. It's low cost. It's easy. Your audio quality may not be at the same peak, and you may not have as much physical control as a Yamaha AG03 or AG06, but it'll do the job.
Indeed. At IRIAM as well, they do recommend the Yamaha AG series of mixers, as Celes mentioned. So if you are considering doing a stream on IRIAM and you want the best audio quality, consider the Yamaha AG 03, 06, those series of mixers.
Or the 08, I think they're up to the 09 now.
Oh, there you go. A lot of options there from Yamaha. Now, I would like Celes to judge my audio setup.
Okay.
Because when I first started streaming almost a year ago, I had no idea what I was doing, and I was on a budget at the time, and there's no space on my desk for a Yamaha AG03. So I started to do some research, and I reached out to Celes, who was so kind to me and gave me some advice on things that I should look out for, including that TRRS aux cable. And
TRRS versus a TRS.
Yeah. Yes. And let me show you right now with the face cam so that you can see for yourself what you think. So
Behringer's good, yeah.
Going to show you here. So as you can see, I'm gonna say hello to the IRIAM stream if you're on Twitch.
There it goes.
All those happy people.
It was taking a second to load for me.
And you'll see here that there's a adapter to this phone. Oh, by the way, this is the iPhone SE 2, the 2020 edition. Did you know that this phone will support iOS 27?
I love to hear that. I do need to let you know something about the iPhone SE 2020 edition, though.
Oh, what would that be?
The tracking, if you're using a Live 2D software, will not have the face tracking that any other iPhone posts that will.
Correct. There is a difference. No Face ID on this one. So if you do have a Live 2D model, it will be a little different. But if you just have a PNG model, it seems to be working. Like, I mean, I'm in my head.
Yeah, PNG, it'll work for PNG, but if you're using a Live 2D, it's different.
Look how amazing this is.
Yeah.
But you see that
it works.
you see that this is a lightning adapter that I got. It's a third-party adapter, and we haven't plugged into
Proud
power
of you for that.
and the aux cable. We're gonna start with the power. It's actually under here, but so the power loops through to an outlet directly into this adapter. I remember that you told me, Celes, the downsides of this is the static that comes from the ground line that could possibly happen. And so I have this aux cable also going through a ground line removal. I think that's what it's called. Like the... Yeah. And that has helped a lot. Although I realized I never actually needed it. I guess this adapter is just inspirational. But it's good to have that in there just to filter out that line. It gets really all that static out. Maybe to the consequence of the audio levels. It seems like you have something to say about that, Celes.
So I just really quickly on that. So if you're using a Scarlett, for example, this is one of the places where you're going to have the most issues. If you're using a Scarlett, it will add the static on right here. By connecting some sort of power to that outlet, it will cause that problem. That the Scarlett will have that dilemma. But by using a different system, you're surviving through that. So you're good. You're good. I also do want to compliment you on your Yulon Z stand. By the way, that's the exact same one I have.
Isn't that so great? Like, look at the RGB fan behind this. Right there.
I never pay attention to the RGB, but it is the perfect phone stand for IRIAM. It cools down your phone. It works as a stand. I use it all the time, whether or not I'm streaming. It just sits here. My phone sits in the stand all the time.
And actually, it keeps the phone really, really cool. You learn this the hard way sometimes. If you accidentally leave it on without the phone on there, the condensation does build. I'm certainly someone has done that at some point with this, but
I
it does
have,
show that it
this
works
morning-
very well.
This morning, I had to clean up a little bit of a puddle on my desk because my power died yesterday and the fan was on.
Oh, dear.
And so I forgot to turn it off. So when I got up this morning, I had a small puddle when the power came back on last night because the condensation had continued to fall.
Yeah, that is not good. Hopefully, I mean, there's no solution to that other than remember to turn it off. But I think the pros of this is very, very good. The phones have never felt cooler. This is why I can record my stream too. It is not overheating. That part is kind of amazing, to be honest. And now I want to switch over to how I have it here in the Wave link. So we have it plugged in to
Very curious.
Wave link. You see, everything is actually set to default. I have an OBS monitoring line here. This is when I would have my sound alerts on, and it also feeds through the IRIAM, so they hear that. But what's more important here is actually the stream mix. You see, we have multiple mixes that we can send through. Right now, Celes can hear my mic in Discord as a pass-through for my audio. But right here, you can see that I have a audio output, and it's labeled here USB audio. And if I press the mute button, y'all can't hear anything anymore, like that. You can hear it on Twitch, obviously, but on IRIAM, it would have muted for a little bit.
I'm muting them on IRIAM. Poor folks.
and it's that simple. You just pick this as the output device. It goes straight to the phone, and everything else is controlled from here. This is the virtual audio mixer for me. And the part that makes Celes really, really excited is the filters right here. We have I guess the D gate is off, but if I turn on the D gate, that's a little noise gate that we have. But if I turn off voice focus, Celes can hear everything.
Yes.
Literally everything. Which, how many of you have an IRIAM stream, you don't have a mixer, and you just hear everyone in the background? Isn't that so annoying? And then even like you're typing,
very, very annoying.
I'm like, Celes, let me write down something. All you hear is this. Wow, that's a lot. With voice focus,
it's dead silent. That's a voice focus.
Wow.
I cannot stress this enough. Is one of the best tools I have found industry-wide for audio, for background audio removal. It has literally changed the entire quality of every single stream I've used. I've had since that thing has become a function in my streams. I cannot stress how wonderful it is. Elgato voice focus. It's worth the $50. Unless you buy the XLR thing and it comes with it for free, but I already had bought that voice focus beforehand, so it was a waste of $50. But either way, it's still worth it.
Well, voice focus has its own benefits of being a VST plugin, which you can import into any of your audio or video software and to process your audio tracks from anywhere. And that is a big benefit of having this VST3 plugin. Also available for macOS as a audio plugin. But as Celes said, let me turn this off. Like here's proof on the screen that I'm typing, right? And then turning this on,
it's just dead silent.
It's silent. It's amazing, really, really amazing.
I think one of the best parts about it too, if I may, is that you can be loud, you can be quiet. You can be anything in between. It'll know it's a voice. Like I mean, that's wonderful because you find yourself a lot of the time with noise gates and with like other audio processing in a scenarios where you're cutting something out that you don't want to lose. And by using Elgato voice focus, it takes that worry and concern away.
And that the cool part about this too is this editor here. You can choose how strong or how weak it is. So I can turn it all the way down. I want a little bit of voice focus. You can kind of hear my mouse a little bit clicking here, but I can increase it, more focus, less focus, maybe just enough that it's just my voice. Maybe your microphone is a little closer to your mouth, so you don't need to be that strong, but you want to cut out the other keyboard noises. You can find, I know it's lagging because I'm changing the settings, but you can find the sweet spot here, and then kind of set it. Mine is a little stronger. I mean, the walls are thin, so setting it to a little bit of a stronger value really helps with that. I like mine like right here, and it just works. I think the people forget sometimes that the target audience for this are people that may not fully be into having to change every single audio level from a certain area. They just want to have a slider that says, I want to cut out the noise, and this works perfectly.
Absolutely, 100% agree.
The voice focus goes through the stream mix. You can hear that on stream, and you can hear it on IRIAM. And that's it. It's that simple. It's kind of crazy how you can just use Wavelink to control your audio on IRIAM by just setting IRIAM as the output.
For those individuals who do stream on other platforms like OBS and such like that, I've gotten to the point where I control all of my audio instead of through OBS directly through Wavelink. So I have one audio source in OBS. Do you guys know how nice that is to have one audio source in OBS? How many times do we get confused in OBS, turn one thing off, turn another thing off, break something, have issues? This allows me to focus all of the control through Wavelink instead of having to worry about it being handled. Congrats, by the way, on the boba and the fashion show. We'd love to see it.
Clover trying to interrupt Celeste with the ow.
I'll go quiet next time. I'll give you the full space for your awawas.
not Clover with the quick fashion show to show off Wavelink.
It's okay, Clover. I understand. I'm talking too much. Oh no, look. It's okay. I get it.
Give for the
We love to see it. We love to see it. Support for the turtle, guys.
Yeah, so Celeste and I are trying very hard to be the top two for this event.
Yeah, so we want number 1 and number 2.
Hoping we can get it together.
I don't care if I'm first or second. I just want to finish top 2 with you, so we can trade. So I can give you one of mine, and I can have one of yours for the stream decks.
Wait, Clover, where are you going? Clover, Celeste is not live.
I'm not live. I'm not
We're
live.
all here.
I go live after this.
We will join Celeste's stream. Y'all can join Celeste's stream after our portion here, and we actually have a couple of things that she's going to do throughout the week. So you will catch us throughout the week.
Yeah. We are going to be very busy this week. You know, you can catch me every day though. I'm the crazy cat around these parts.
So, what do you think about my setup?
Your setup's really good. I want to pick your brain on how you get Discord to not send my audio over to your to you twice. And then pass it along because I use a loopback setting. I'm going to pick your brain later about how you do your full stream deck to phone because I'm curious. I'm very curious how you also listen to your stream deck as well as process the audio over. Do you have headphones attached to the stream deck, or do you have it attached or to your XLR audio setup, or do you have it attached directly to your PC?
Shout out to Student Last Name. Nice to see you here. Well, remember, I don't actually have an XLR mic. This might be a good time to talk about this. So, as you can see on the screen here, you see this orb. This is a blue snowball covered in foam. This was the most popular microphone. I was
wondering about that.
Most popular microphone during COVID times, the pandemic era. So that'll be the 2020s.
I had a Yeti X.
And Yeti is obviously very good too. Yes, the blue Yeti. But yeah, no one has a blue snowball now. I think we've transitioned over to something like the Wave Neo, which would be a similar class to the blue snowball. I don't have a Wave Neo, actually, because Elgato told me during Elgato week, don't get the Wave Neo if you have a blue snowball. Same type of microphone. We won't go into too deep of a detail of why it's a similar class. Just know it's the same class level. But
Good to know.
in terms of the this right here, so showing the wavelength right now. I guess because the entire setup is simplified, such as the audio source is only from wavelength, all I have to do is designate which audio source goes to my headset and which one goes to the stream, and it's as simple as adding Discord to those mixes. So my personal mix right now is going, just real quick here, this goes out to my headset, right, the personal mix. And then the stream mix, obviously, it goes to OBS as a source, and then this USB audio, which goes to the phone. So it's as simple as that.
Gotcha.
Now, I figured it may be different because you have the Yamaha involved.
Yes.
And that might be why it's difficult. Because does your Discord go into your Yamaha? That might be the first thing that I think about. But of course, we will dive deep into it on our personal time. Because I know you said it was a deeper,
of course,
a very deeper issue. It is very interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Audio is not simple.
I've thought of solutions. But yeah, the main problem for me is when I'm using Discord, and I'm processing audio, I have to turn on loopback, which loops my audio and your audio back. Well, your audio back to you and my audio back to you, because it's processing under the same thing. It's sending the same information over. And then the loopback is pushing the audio from out the aux into my phone from my PC. So my PC audio gets sent to my phone. It's a complicated mix. It works, but it does mean that anytime I'm streaming with Discord, the person hears themselves. So
yeah, it's very interesting. I will tell you this. Let's go to our Facecam stream here. You see the USBs plugged in here. There was an era where I had plugged in. Oh, I actually have a good example. I don't want to plug this in, but right here, these are Apple earpods. Sorry,
yeah.
Apple earpods. USB-C. And if I plug this in to the hub, which has a USB-C output, I could set this as my own personal loop into my ears, and then go into the wavelength and then set that as an output. I want Discord and my mic to go into my earbuds. And that's for some people that like that type of setup. It's mostly a setup for gamers that like to have their comms on the side. You see this a lot in esports. But it's not for everyone, because you are smashing your earbuds under your headset. So it's depends how you feel about that. I guess that's what I'm thinking of.
Gotcha, yeah. My setup's a bit different, but it makes sense. Oh, Gold Star! Heck yes! Support the turtle!
Thank you, friends, so much. In our little discussion, I know that chat's been very, very excited about it. And feel free to ask some questions. You can ask them on Twitch and IRIAM. And remember, if you watch on Twitch for 2 hours or gift 1 sub, Twitch will give you an exclusive badge commemorating IRIAM X Elgato Week. You don't want to miss that. So
that's pretty cool.
I think now, Celes, I mean, we talked a lot about audio. We mentioned a little bit about adding this stuff. Celes just subscribed with Prime. Congratulations, Celes. Yippee! Yeah. So Celes should get the badge. If not, then it comes in 8 business hours. I think that's how long it took last time with the Elgato Week 2 weeks ago. But it should be there. Celes definitely got it, because Celes watches Twitch 2 times, 48 hours a day. So, Celes definitely has it.
Good for you, Celes. We love it.
Yeah, actually, Celes is using it right now. So, that's super cool.
We love to see it. Wait, is it the turtle?
It is the turtle. The turtle's wearing a hat. And
congratulations on your sub goal.
We hit the sub goal. Thank you, Celes, for helping us hit the sub goal. W. We love that. And with Prime Gaming, because
we're supporting the turtle, guys.
let's go over and do a little bit more focus on this Stream Deck Plus that we have in front of us. And what if you help me set this up?
You're scaring me.
Apparently because this is totally not a simulation, I definitely did not reset everything to default. And now I want to add...
I see it's in your profile 1. Did you not save your original? Oh, okay. I was...
This is all part of the lore.
Don't scare me, Brown.
Oh, no. Oh, no. We have nothing on the screen now. Whatever am I supposed to mix my audio now? So now we're going to have to reconstruct the Stream Deck Plus from scratch. And what would we do? I think
I don't like this test. I feel like I'm gonna fail.
Oh no. But Celes is a big time Stream Deck Plus user. I think, Celes, we should look into the Wavelink tools here. Maybe this would be useful.
The Wavelink tools, yes. It's a great idea.
And
they're definitely on my deck. They're definitely on my first page of my deck. They're right there. I'm
And I think we want to adjust the... Well, first of all, I want to control whether you can hear my microphone or not.
Then you want to go into input. You want to add input into one of your 4 different dials is what I would do.
Yes. Maybe click on one of these and set the... guess if it's the microphone itself, then it would be the channel.
Wait, so let's different.
Let's throw in the channel here. We have it on system, and we can select the different channels here. Let's actually flip these so you can see this on the screen. But we have a system audio right here, which is one of our channels. And I'm going to... Actually, let's switch it to Discord. I have Celes on Discord. And I'm going to adjust this on my stream mix. And you can tell that it's adjusting by the levels. And now, Celes, I can turn you down. So, as you can see here, I'm tilting.
First thing he does is turn me down, guys. I see how it is. This is what happens.
And now, can you all let me know, as you can see right here on the Stream Deck, I have twisted it to 0. Do you hear Celes? Do you see Celes on IRIAM or Twitch? Let me know. I can still hear Celes going crazy in my ear right now because I have Celes on a separate channel, but on stream you don't hear anything. That's the power of this. And now I'm going to turn it back up. Do y'all hear Celes now?
No one heard that. That wasn't real. That didn't happen.
That is the power right there of the Wavelink plugin. You put it onto the dial, and you literally can adjust the volume straight from the Stream Deck. It's so cool. And even better, if you didn't have enough of Celes, I wonder if you can keep going. I think it just gets stuck here. Never mind. I was going to say we can go to 200%, but maybe not with this.
So you have actually informed me of something that I did not know.
Is that so?
So I am using the Wavelink Legacy plugin. I didn't know there was a brand new Wavelink plugin that I was unaware of. So I'm going to have to install that now. Thank you for letting me know. To access a lot of what you were talking about.
That's great. So if y'all don't know, if you have a legacy software like Wavelink 2.0, which is something that came out with the Stream Deck Plus when it initially came out, also the XLR Dock, Wave XLR Dock, or the Wave XLR rather. There's a lot of Wave things. We'll talk more about that with Proffy Thighble at 4 p.m. But that came with Wavelink 2.0, and then they released Wavelink 3.0, and anyone can download it. You don't need a Wave device for this. You get a free mixer by downloading Wavelink 3.0 and using the Wavelink 3.0 plugin, and you can adjust its channels. It's the fact that it's so simple, I think, really goes a long way for users that they've wanted to do advanced audio but don't know exactly like the inner details of it. Now they can literally touch their audio. Amazing. You can do the same here, Celes. You can do it with my mic. So if I set it to my mic channel for the blue snowball, and I press the... Actually, let's set it to everything. So Celes is in my Discord call. If I press this button, it should just mute it.
You just gotta mute me.
And now it's unmuted.
Yeah, I can't. I couldn't hear. I was deaf for a little bit, guys. You just deafened me.
And that's what happens when you you can select which mix you want to mute. And you can have up to 5 mixes. We have 3 of them set up here, but you can set it to all of them, some of them, and it works directly on these knobs. So, Celes, I know this is very useful to you because you say that you use Wavelink directly with OBS as one audio source.
That's correct.
So now you can adjust the audio with your knobs directly.
I'm very excited about this. This is great news.
This is great. Now, some of you are like, well, what if I don't like Wavelink? You're just an OBS person. We do believe in choice. So me personally, I use Voicemeeter in another device, and Voicemeeter works very well with this. Same concept with the knobs. You might be using OBS, and OBS does have a knob. See right here. So if you're watching on the Twitch right now, I have a stream mix source, and you can see that's set to 0 decibels, and I'm going to rotate this now. And if you're on Twitch, it has significantly decreased our volume.
Oh yeah.
And then now it's back to normal. And you press mute and unmute. Works directly in OBS as well. Direct integration, no WebSockets required. It just works.
I have a question for you. Because I feel like I'm learning as we're going here. So how do you change the channel level, the channel that you are adjusting in the on the Stream Deck once you place the plugin in?
Yeah, so we'll go back to the Discord channel here, and as you can see, we have dragged it in, and then we have some options here: channel, mix, and adjust. And under the channel, when I click on this, it will show all the channels. Let's bring out our whiteboard, actually, if I can. Oh, can I? 1 second. Okay. I'm going to pull up my whiteboard on stream. So you can see the channel options. Speedrun. Right here. The channels. So when I click on this, all of these channels correspond directly to the channels you defined right here. Direct correlation. And I'm going to let the chat on Twitch look at this and confirm that they do match. You could also change the foreground app. This one dynamically understands what app you have open, and it will adjust the volume of that app, which is really cool. But most people will probably select a channel. So I selected I guess I'm on a Discord channel right now. I would select Discord. It corresponds directly to this Discord mix right here. And as you can see, when I turn Celes down and up, it does change it for the stream mix, right? But if I click on all mixes, it will turn it down for the entire channel. Down and up. You see that right there? Do the same thing with my microphone. Already configured for this. Volume is going down.
Yeah, but then you can barely hear them. There you go. Perfect.
So,
okay.
As you can see right there on the Twitch stream, that direct correlation between these channels, I think, is the way to look at it. So you'd have to define your channels very optimally. You can only have so many channels. I can see how far this goes. I believe it's 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 8. So
still pretty good amount of channels.
Still pretty good. This should be plenty, and you can combine stuff together. You can name your own channel and put in different apps into it. So That should help with some organization. So 8 channels, 5 mixes is what you get with Wave Link 3. And with the power of the plugins, as Celes has figured out, you get even more control. There's even the wave control. Now, wave control is not going to work for me because I don't have a wave device. If you have a wave microphone, you'd be able to do a lot of things that are exclusive to that. I'm thinking the Wave DX or the Wave 3. They have hardware VSTs, and you can do some adjustments on those devices. So, but even then, you don't need to own a wave mic to use Wavelink.
Correct. Yeah. Makes sense.
Man, so cool. How should we fill in the rest of these buttons? What would you put on here?
So I would have a control over the system audio. So if
Okay.
I don't want a particular system playing,
Okay. I'm gonna do stream
volume
mixes
changes,
for these, and then
I would pull them from it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I would have audio added for the media player. So I run a lot of stuff through media myself, so that I could have control over, songs, such like that. I would also additionally have audio source for Serato, my DJ, so I can control that audio immediately from there. Since it's a little bit harder for me to control it off my DJ deck because my DJ deck's audio is broken on the device, so I can't listen 3.5 straight through it. So I have to control all the audio directly from my system. So having that integrated into the Stream Deck would save a lot of trouble. Because often you have to turn down the music so people can hear you.
So great example right there. Let's say, for example, Celes wanted to let's pretend this is the DJ software, aka VLC media player, and we got a the Game Awards medley.
The Game Awards medley, we love
this. Here it is playing Game Awards melody. Now you may or may not hear this. Actually, oh, you are hearing this. You're hearing this through the system audio. You see it up here. It is playing through system audio. Now, if I want to add it to music, we just select the application, and we see VLC media players here. We add that, close the window, play music again, and the music is now going through the music track. Awesome. And I can adjust it. Just
and
with the
see,
knob.
this would be another good use for the knobs, changing your music volume as well. Yeah, same situation. Like, yeah, exactly.
Now, Sonic said we should add a lizard button. Now, there is a soundboard plugin on the Stream Deck. I don't have that, but I do have Discord. And so hopefully Celes is okay with this. We're going to find lizard.
We're going to do this to me, huh?
Okay, so soundboard is in. There is a lizard. I have plugged in lizard. Now, it's grayed out because, it's lagging a lot because it's trying to queue up all the soundboards. Let me click on lizard.
Lizard.
Oh, and that sounds like
blast
lizard.
My left ear.
That was a left-eared lizard.
Do not have it balanced. Do not have that balanced.
Whoever uploaded this lizard has it on the left ear, apparently.
It's coming. It's what's the Avengers? On your left, it's just the lizards.
Well, there you go. You're welcome, Sonic. You have left ear only lizard.
Lizard.
And I press the button, it works. So now I have my soundboard stuff. But Celes, I feel like you said you wanted to add more channels, but there's not enough space. There's only 4 knobs on here. What do I do?
Well, the wonderful thing about the Stream Deck is you can swipe it to the right to add more.
Oh, let's see. So here's my finger. I'm going to go to our full face cam. Make the camera a little straight so you can see. It doesn't have to be straight. And there it is. And here's my finger. I'm going to swipe to the right. And we're on a new page.
You got this.
Swipe to the left. Swipe to the right. So it's a touch
It works
screen.
90% of the time.
Absolutely amazing. And so let's say I want to move Lizard to the other page and put the Lizard right here. Okay.
Yeah.
And now I want to get to Lizard. Swipe right. You can barely see it, but you can see on the interface here that it is, in fact, switching as I'm swiping. And now I have more pages for more knobs in case I need more audio things. Something that Celeste really, really needs, which is having more
knobs.
Areas to more knobs.
we always need more knobs. I also use it to control my VTube Studio. So if you, like me, like to mess around with VTube Studio and move your model around like crazy or make her score, you know, spin in a circle, I'll have different you know, plugins attached from VTube Studio directly. It's supported to control my model using the Stream Deck Pro or Plus or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Stream Deck Plus. Imagine if there was a Stream Deck Pro, or Pro, rather.
Pro, yeah.
I think that technically that's the Stream Deck Plus XL. Did you know that released?
I'm scared. Do I know? Okay, I'm scared.
We're gonna take a little break from the wavelength stuff. And we are going to go look at it. It was a new announcement to the family.
Yeah, this is terrifying. I must admit, it is quite horrifying and amazing and incredible. And $400, excuse me, $349.99.
Okay, here it is. Here it is, right here. Stream Deck Plus XL. In case you didn't have enough buttons, there it is. 6 knobs.
That's it.
6 slots on the touchscreen.
May I describe this to the individuals in the chat for you and on IRIAM to give them an idea?
Celeste can describe the shock here that she's looking
at. A Stream Deck Plus, beautiful, expensive, very high quality, worth the cost. It has 8 buttons. And then 4 knobs, which can, press in to act as buttons and do other sort of features, mini swiping and such like that. This thing has, that's what, 4 times 5, 6, 9, 36 buttons. 6 knobs. 36 buttons, 6 knobs. That's a lot. It is gorgeous to look at, but terrifying.
Do you have a use case for this?
Yes, actually. So, one of the things that's really fun as a DJ is often doing mixing while not using a DJ deck. So what you could probably do using macros and other things like that is that you could probably, macros are a thing. So I'm saying this as a probably, but really this is possible. So you could set different macros for different samples and mixes. And you could do a really good job of creating a very quality setup for that. Additionally, if you're like me and you love doing transitions and you love doing other sorts of fun background things, scratching, things like that, you could even program different things for that. If you're an MMO gamer, this would be beautiful for you as well, for like pulling up different tabs very quickly. You could do this streaming, OBS, swapping between channels, making sure that you can check your chat, adding, immediately going on pause, changing things. There's a million different things. 8 buttons is good. 36 is incredible. This thing would blow. You would have to have like a solid, 4 of these things to compete. And no one needs 16 knobs. So 6 knobs will do fine. I can imagine how this would be beneficial. I'm very curious. So it does seem to work with the XLR Pro adapter.
I'm not sure. Also, hello, Chocolate Cat. Nice to see you.
It is plugged into it. Let me double check.
we do have a Wave XLR Pro featured here. They just announced this. I think Proffy will give us a little bit more insight on what Wave XLR is and why we have a Pro version in the next hour. But it is unclear whether you can just shove in the XLR dock into this. I would imagine.
I doubt you wouldn't be able to dock the smaller one. Nah, probably, maybe.
Maybe we'll learn. Well, we can learn more by scrolling down. Maybe.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Compatibility here. It does not support the XLR dock, but does support the connected one. The separate piece.
I see.
So it supports the USB hub, which will allow you to connect to the other different devices and such. So
very interesting. Yeah, you see.
Does not support the XLR dock.
Crazy. Heck
36.
yeah. Thank you, Chocolate.
36. 36. It's terrifying. Wonderful. Terrifying. Saying that I would take up a whole it would take a lot more room on my desk. How big is it?
And there you have it here. So the compatible devices, the USB hub that I was pointing out earlier, that's actually plugged into the Stream Deck Plus is compatible alongside the network dock for advanced setups where you may want to control over Ethernet, especially when you have a podcast table. And a lot of keys. A lot of keys.
I forgot to mention, so because I only had 8 Stream Deck buttons, and I'm crazy, I made sure to purchase the Corsair Vanguard, which, if you don't know, is an Elgato product because Corsair and Elgato are the same company, which supports virtual Elgato, what is it called? Stream Deck. So I have additional 6 keys on the side of my keyboard that act as a Stream Deck as well. This would be a lot of keys.
But obviously very, very useful for you because we were already swiping through, like even on this Stream Deck, we had to swipe through the different knobs to access more of them and more buttons. This could literally replace the entirety of my PC, just like what I have in front of my PC right now. The 3 Stream Decks, that right there, you could go even further. That's what's so amazing about the Stream Deck Plus XL, and also that is why it costs the cost of a Nintendo Switch.
$350. Yeah,
there's a good reason for that. I think you pay for the convenience that it offers you. Just one device does it all.
I think that's one of the wonderful things about Stream Decks in general is often they take the act of creating separate macros, and because that's really what it is. It's a macro device. And it takes that act and it streamlines it for the general public, as well as for those of us who just don't have time to go in and create custom macros for a million different things, and then also like program a full macro keyboard. And something this large and in charge, I don't know how to describe it, would absolutely be incredible for resolving a lot of the problem on the smaller ones, and needing so many. Like the thing is, I do have a Stream Deck, Plus already, but why would someone need an additional Stream Deck? Well, because it's beneficial to have more. There's more things you can do. There's more keys. This kind of squishes that down into being kind of your one and all. I know Elgato has other larger pieces, right, that they use for individuals who do a lot more with it. And now this kind of it kind of is a combo between their larger Stream Decks and the benefits of the XL, especially the knobs.
So we're gonna add this to Celeste's throne, right? I think we kind of sold you on this, other than the price. Obviously, you can get as cheap as $3 a month for Stream Deck Mobile, or something as big as this. And the possibilities are endless, but there is a price point for everyone, which I think is the nice part.
Yes. Have you told everyone how many stream decks there are? Like the full list of them?
I haven't. No.
You should tell folks
Shall we read them
how
all
crazy
together?
it gets.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
it gets crazy, guys.
We have Stream Deck Mini, Mark 2 and XL, Stream Deck Neo, Stream Deck Plus, Stream Deck Plus XL, Stream Deck Studio, Stream Deck
Yeah.
Module, and Stream Deck Pedal. Oh,
The
and
Stream
speaking
Deck
of the Stream
Studio
Deck
is-
Pedal. Okay. Well, the Studio. What do you think about the Studio first? Yeah, let's talk about that.
Oh, it's
That one is
gorgeous.
definitely meant for
It's
studios.
gorgeous. Oh, it's beautiful. It was powered by BitFocus, so a really strong software. So this is more meant for like full control of setup areas. So if you have a home studio, say, and you do production of any kind, video, audio, or even like an advanced studio, like a location that you have rented out to run, this basically becomes your hub for controlling, and you can put multiple of these together. You can go in and have it control like your play, your stop, your pause, and you can have it done for each channel. And then you can have, changing camera positions, changing lighting sources, changing, there's just, it's mind blowing what this software with this hardware can do. And it's absolutely incredible what they continue to push with regards to the boundaries of something that used to be just, you would have to buy a whole setup, which can cost you a lot more than $900. Like the Stream Deck Studio is $900. You're probably looking at, around $5,000 for equivalent to like 3 of these, which would be a lot cheaper with regards to a studio setup.
I want to welcome our raiders coming in from Twitch. Nazarwaz is here. Last playing Path of Exile 2. It's nice to see you. BrowntulStar's here along with Celes, talking about the Stream Deck, Wavelink, everything that you can think about in our collaboration with IRIAM and Elgato. Just Celeste redeemed Wah.
It takes a second. I don't have it on my Stream Deck yet.
We're joined here on Twitch and IRIAM for this special podcast talking about audio today, and I hope y'all can be enlightened about this. And you can buy these products yourself at elgato.com. You can also join us on IRIAM using the IRIAM command. It's available on the App Store and Google Play Store. So, yes, but I agree with you. It is absolutely gorgeous and very, very useful, just how it's implemented into studio setups. And they actually have an NFC reader somewhere right here. And you can use NFC to automatically change profiles. So
that's incredible.
Whatever show you're doing, whatever setup you got to do, just save it into memory. You scan it, and right away, you're ready for your next show or your next whatever this is. Look at this. This on the screen right here is 3 Stream Deck Studios in one little panel. That is next level and very, very relevant.
It's beautiful.
I've never gone to the point where I would do this. There is a dream of mine to be and thanks for the follows, friends on IRIAM. Appreciate it. There's just never a situation where I was doing some really big production that required this, but clearly it works across all sorts of workflows, professional ones, casual ones. That's why it's so great.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Now, Stream Deck Pedal, I'm sure some of you may not have heard of before. It's a niche product, and you literally press it with your feet. You press the button. So there's a pedal on the left, a pedal on the right, and then the middle. And these are for situations where, let's say you're doing like this person. Yeah, okay, the photo's kind of cut off. But like here, so you have the pedal on the ground, And let's say you're doing like a music stream and you're playing piano or you're DJing like Celes, your hands are occupied. You want to be able to like turn on your megaphone while you're on the DJ set. Then all she has to do is press the pedal and activate the microphone. And so therefore you can use your feet to control the Stream Deck. Kind of crazy. Your stream, I guess, using Stream Deck software. That is itself a Stream Deck. Now, I don't think
It's incredible.
I don't think we're selling Stream Deck pedals, but it is available. It's $89. It might be available on. Check it out at Offkai. I think they brought it to Offkai last year. So if you're going to Offkai, check it out this year and see if that's something that you can see. So look at this person. This person's selling shoes and can control the stream with their feet. It's that simple. So the point is, there's a lot of Stream Decks. Maybe too many Stream Decks, but there's an option for everything. It's great that it's available.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. It's incredible.
Okay, so I think there's one more topic, and then we can maybe get some questions, answer all the questions that you all may have. The last topic is what I'm scared of the most. It's voice mod.
Okay.
So, voice mod is a software that people like to use to change their voice for whatever reason. I've never used a voice mod in my life until now. We are going to do it now.
Yeah.
So, here we are.
I can sell this one for you too. I can tell folks what the benefits of voice mod is.
I got good guidance from Celes Aurion, thank goodness, because this is very, very new to me. We're gonna launch voice mod from the start menu, and we're gonna actually switch once it's loaded. I'm gonna switch the mics here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Do you want me to go ahead and explain the voice mod?
Yeah, you can hear me, right?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, I do hear you. Okay, so we switched channels here to have this open, and while we're at it, let's have Celes explain. Yeah, let's have Celes explain how this works.
All right. So voice mod is a tool that allows both you and or your community to control your microphone. It'll let them set it up with silly different voices like cat sounds, banana sounds, characters from the Minecraft to recent games like the robot from freaking Repo. But additionally, it's also useful for soundboard. And that's where I find a lot of use in it. You can run a soundboard directly through voice mod that allows you to do it. With voice mod, typically you can do a one-time purchase and you can get access to everything for as long as you have it. I believe you could do a subscription. I'm not 100%. I believe so. And it tends to be fun. It's pretty good. As far as the audio quality, the Clean Mic does provide you the ability to adjust your bass, your mid, your treble, which is great to get the kind of sound you exactly want. The most fun I find with regards to the software is allowing my community through Twitch integration and OBS to change my voice midstream and make me sound silly or make me sound like I think they used anime mommy last time and so everything in between. So
wow,
it can be a little fun, and it's just a silly little thing to play around with. The software is constantly receiving updates. It never stops. I've been using this for years in the content creation rundown. And it definitely has its advantages and disadvantages. You can control it from your phone. I'm definitely not just reading what I see, like scrolling across BrowntulStar's screen as I see it.
the interface right here.
It really allows you to make a lot of changes. It can be very fun, and it's also can act as a mixer for your mic audio as well. if you want to do something separately.
I'm gonna turn off voice focus. I think voice focus and voice mod don't like each other in this situation.
Oh goodness!
My
Okay.
voice sounds very interesting now with this clean mic.
I'm
but as you mentioned
scared.
earlier, we can change the treble, mid, bass, all of these right here.
Yes. And if you want to, you can go into settings and then add something for like noise gating as well to cut out background audio.
Does it dox me in settings? Should I find out?
I don't remember.
Let's see. Settings. It does not dox me. Oh,
good.
So that would be under. What would that be under though? Well, I mean, you can see here though. You can control voice mod from your phone, as mentioned earlier. We have an overlay that we can throw on to monitor that. Some keybinds, some general settings. Launch from startup.
Audio settings to control the.
Yeah, and here, yes, audio, noise gate. Oh, noise gate is here, and noise reduction, all built in to voice mod. Yeah, very interesting.
There you go. Immediately turning on the background noise reduction, cut all the background audio out of it too.
Wow. So that's
if
really
wavelength
cool.
becomes too tough, and if you can't afford voice focus, this is a great lesser alternative. It is not going to be on the same level as wavelength's voice focus by any means, but it does work.
Okay. With that being said, I think we should try some. Well, first let's see if it works, and then we'll put it into our Stream Deck so we can control it from there. So we have some defaults, and I think we'll let the chat pick from any chat. Which one should I pick? Magic chords, banana, or the narrator? What should I select? Magic chords, banana, or the narrator? Let's see what we think here. What do you think we should select? Well, the one thing that I think kind of stands out to me is the banana. So I'm going to pick the banana and see what happens. So click on banana.
And now I sound like a banana.
You certainly sound quite yellow and small.
Is that so?
Possibly minion adjacent.
Oh, what do you mean I'm a minion? Am I that small?
So that's what a banana sounds like. That's not what a banana sounds like. It sure sounds banana adjacent to me.
That's not what a banana sounds like.
You sound in between the Doom guy and I'm not sure, kind of frightening, I must admit.
Welcome to
Browntul,
X Elgato.
Or Celes.
That actually sounds kind of crazy, though. I don't it's not evil. And then we have magic chords. So now I know how to sing. Hip hip.
The worst
hooray.
Version of auto-tune you could possibly have.
Time to play Kids Bop. I can't play a Kids Bop. Teeth is not here for that. Teeth requested Kids Bop yesterday. It did in fact work. It was confusing. It was giving me a wide variety of Kids Bop songs. But anyway, as you can see, it works. It does in fact work. But let us see if we can integrate this into Stream Deck. So Stream Deck has a plugin. Let's see here. Or maybe I did not download it in advance. Well, we can download it now. If we go to the plugin section and we search up voice mod. And right there's voice mod. And I can click download or get. It will download it for you. And right away, it's in my action list. So let's go ahead and take a look. Right here, voice mod. And it looks like there's a cat-looking image right here. little animal. Well, I mean, I'm gonna call it a cat because Celes is a cat, and I think we love cats here. That looks like a cat.
Always. Meow.
And now we have some options on the bottom, and we can select a voice, and these are the default voices. We got banana. Oh, and the icon has turned into a banana. And if I want to do normal, then I would select clean mic. So now I have these two options. You can kind of see here on the Stream Deck, I'll zoom in a little bit with the camera, that I have these options. And now I'm going to press banana.
And now I'm a banana. I am a gummy bear. Yes, I'm a gummy bear. Am a gummy, and then
When I press the clean mic button, it's back to clean mic. So right away, instantly.
I'm a gummy bear.
And now I'm not. Directly from Stream Deck with the first party voice mod plugin that comes with every Stream Deck for free. That's amazing, Celes. That really is. What else can you do?
A sign of the integrations. You can get the plugins, not the plugins, the soundboard directly onto your deck as well, which I find very useful. That's how I used to run my entire soundboard off of my Stream Deck. From the star to the announcement when I get a badge and so on and so forth.
So here I've added a default soundboard icon, and on the bottom I can select a sound. I guess there's honk. So if I press the button, that is a honk. And if I do sad trombone, oh, that's an icon. Look at the icon. If I press that,
it's a great icon. Beautiful.
That's sad. And then there's a fart one.
Oh, gross.
And so I guess these are the default ones that come with Stream Deck, or the voice mod, I guess, when you add it into Stream Deck. But you can get more sounds, isn't that right, Celes?
Oh, absolutely. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of sounds you can find on the. So you can create your own profile for sounds, so that you can just access those specifically, or change the profile if you have particular sounds you like to use in the individual streams. And again, you can just adjust that directly in the Stream Deck software. And yeah, there's tons, just absolutely tons. I would always try them before playing on stream, just in case, because most of them are uploaded by the community rather than by the company. So you may press one and expect one sound and get something else. It just goes with everything.
Yes.
So just be a little careful.
I'm very scared to continue scrolling from here.
I wouldn't.
The first row is already interesting.
I really wouldn't. Remember, anytime you see community, you find out what the internet's for.
Yes, indeed. So, that's really cool. Maybe I'll dive more into voice mod. I'm gonna have to figure out whether my CPU can handle this.
It can cause crashes. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it can't. But we'll look into this once again. I opened this for the first time ever, so always interested in seeing what the hype is. And thanks to Stream Deck Plus, I'm able to adjust the audio just like that and do whatever sounds. Sound like a banana.
Banana.
And not only there, though, but you can also, so the audio effects and such that you have available in voice mod, you can control as well via your knobs. So if you're like me and you love knobs, you can adjust everything via the knobs.
Yes, indeed. Okay, let's close. Let's close that. Okay, there we go.
There you go. We got your regular audio here.
Turn on voice focus on my microphone. You can tell the difference right there. Actually, no shade to voice mod, which conveniently comes with those noise reductions. But the difference with voice focus is apparent, just like that.
Natural sound versus heavily edited audio sound, which has a mechanical sound to it that you get with voice mod. Voice focus just gives you that natural, crisp audio that is your voice instead of being so heavily adjusted.
So I'm gonna do one more thing before we take some questions. I think for the last 25 minutes or so.
Sounds good.
Did you know that if for some reason you don't want to make new pages, you could just make one knob do everything? So let's say I have the system audio here. I can right click and turn it into a dial stack.
Yes.
And in this dial stack, I'm gonna add like music here. Delete music. So in the dial stack, I can stack a bunch of these channels. Let's say that you just like having to rotate through all of them. I think Discord is missing. Yeah, system, music, Discord. So I have 3 channels. If I press down on the key, it will rotate through the channels. Take a closer look. Music is right there. I press down. Rotation.
Yep.
It's perfect. I can press down on the touchpad. It will mute the music, unmute the music. But I can keep rotating with the press of the button. So you can actually have multiple options in one knob. And you can even go more crazy with this. You can make a let's see here. You can make a action. I did this on Twitter yesterday. An action wheel or an action trigger. The action wheel lets you add a bunch of what should we do here? I'm gonna add a bunch of clocks because we love to see what time it is. And we can rotate through the clocks. So multiple inputs at once. We can also do a action trigger. When I rotate in one direction, rotate the other direction, or press down, do something. This one's a little more difficult. I guess we can do like Spotify or something. But which Spotify actually has its own module on Stream Deck Plus. But if I press down, it opens Spotify. And if I rotate left or right, get this. Oh, and it immediately starts playing too, which is great. We don't want to get copyright struck here. But yeah, there it is. I can rotate left, turn on the different repeat now, shuffle on off, automatically applies. It's great. So those are the things you can do on Stream Deck Plus that I think are useful. But once again, at the end of the day, I think for someone like Celes, it's apparent, very apparent, that these wavelength knobs are the most useful feature for her.
Absolutely.
Truly amazing.
Absolutely.
Okay, so with that, I think we can take some questions. If anyone in the chat has any questions about what we talked about today, if you have any questions about the Wave, what is it? The Wave XLR, save that for when we talk with Proffy about it because she has one. But everything else we talked about: Stream Deck Plus, XLR Dock, USB hub, voice mod, even VTube Studio, which we'll talk about when we do the live 2D model review next Monday. We're going to use VTube Studio for the first time. This will be fun. But Celes has a lot of experience with that. If there's any questions about it, here, I'll ask the first question since we talked about VTube Studio. What are something, I mean, we'll show it on the screen here. We have a lot of things here. Rotate model, move model. Like, what are the uses of VTube Studio for you on a Stream Deck?
So for me on a Stream Deck, it's absolutely just the ease of access for increasing the size of my model and such like that, as well as moving it across the screen. It really is just a simplification of having to drag things around. It saves me a little bit of time. It also lets me interact with my community in a silly and fun way. Again, you know, every time you get to rotate your model, it's a great moment on stream. People love to see it. I can think of a particularly amazing trash panda that likes to rotate every once in a while. I'm sure you're a fan as well. But yeah, it's just the accessibility, right? Accessibility. And it's not just like for, you know, that. It's if you go in outside of the knobs, you have the ability to change your model. I have probably around 5 different models I actively have, not mentioning the 3 I use, but I have 2 others that I can change between that I need to use for other styles and other content stuff. You can also trigger hotkeys, which will allow you to set, like, for example, change, like, pulling off my jacket off my model, or changing into my idol outfit, or changing into, putting head pets, things like that. And it allows you to also scale your model and reload your model if you have some trouble with it. There's just a bunch of different advantages that you can use. It just really streamlines things.
Yeah, so that's something that I think we will look more into when we get there, when we use V2 Studio, see how we can move the model around the screen, any scaling, rotations, and hotkeys as well, which expands across different use cases with V2 Studio. That's definitely something I will probably poke your brain about if we have some time off stream before we do that. This is probably the most low-key live 2D model reveal, mixing it into the mix of just revealing that and also telling you how to use the stream deck right at the end of the event. So it's
we
gonna
love
be a little
to see
bit of
it.
chaos, but I think we'll all learn a lot from that. Once again, we're taking some questions on Twitch and IRIAM, so feel free to ask any questions about what you've learned today, anything else that you think you would want to know. Here, I'll ask my next question. We'll go to our full screen camera for this on Twitch. You see the 3 stream decks in front of you. Now, I feel like I know your answer to this. You definitely love your Stream Deck Plus. I think that has been your baby forever. I know that your wife has one as well. I think it's this one, I want to say. Or I don't know if it was ever revealed.
1 second, because it's taking a moment to catch up on your streams, a little lag behind. So if you're talking about, like, if my wife has a Stream Deck, she does not currently have a Stream Deck.
What do you think she would have out of these options if she was able to get
she'd
one?
probably have the larger one with the even more accessibility. But of the ones that I mentioned that you're showing there, probably the regular Stream Deck instead of the most small amount. She actually currently uses a small hand-programmed macro set that's not a Stream Deck product. That's just like a hand macro set, because the Stream Decks are so useful. She does eventually want to get a regular Stream Deck.
That reminds me, very conveniently, I'm going to show you this on stream as well. I should have talked about this yesterday, but does it look like this? It'll take a while to catch up on stream, but here's a Chinese macro keyboard. It's branded for Bright Data. Here, got it when I went to an event with Bright Data. But these are the type of keys that you can get from Amazon or
it's like that but homemade,
and it's nice. The difference, I think, would be, like, you have no visual of what the button does. You have to program what the button does, and for a lot of these keyboards, the only way you know what it does is to program it by a keyboard shortcut. And these are all just simulating a keyboard. And so that's a very big difference between this and the actual Stream Decks themselves. Like, having the actual visuals and convenience of using that. That is the difference, in my opinion. But if you program your own, I mean, Copycat's the one that really knows that for sure. And hello to all our friends joining on IRIAM and Twitch. I know you all are amazing people. Just trying to keep the conversation flowing here. We're doing a Q&A now. Any questions that you have for us on Stream Deck, Elgato products, even your IRIAM stream in general, feel free to ask. I think Coffee Cat would really like the Mark II, though. The Mark II is the 15 key one, I think, would be very useful. Now,
I agree.
Linux support, technically non-existent, but people find ways. So
always find a way. If you can't, like, load up a virtual desktop and then run the Elgato through the virtual desktop just to make sure that you're running different. Like, you can do it for audio sources and such like that. There's always a way. There's always a way. I mean, as much as I hate on Linux, I also understand Linux to some degree. So that being said, Copycat's still on Windows 10. She hasn't converted to Linux yet.
Oh no.
I'm holding her off. Gonna slowly try to get her into Windows 11. Until then, she is currently still on Windows 10.
Now we have to ask. Well, we have a question here from IRIAM. What is your favorite Linux system?
This is good. This is a throwback. Okay, this is Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. What version? Do you remember?
Oh,
the version
last
number?
time I used this, it was so long ago. Geez, that was what, 20? So this would have been in 2012. So 2012.
2012.
Ubuntu.
Way back then. That's probably like might be version 14. I have not used Ubuntu all those years ago. So
yeah.
Way back then. I do use Ubuntu right now for my cloud servers and Raspberry Pi OS. It's based off of Debian Linux. I do a little bit of stuff with Raspberry Pis myself. However, as Mephesus says in our IRIAM chat, you could just dual boot Linux. The harder part now is Windows 11's bootloader and Linux bootloaders don't like each other. You're supposed to install the Linux bootloader and then it's either that way or the other way around. I forgot. It's been a while since I dual booted. But you have to install it one way or another, or the bootloader breaks, and then you have to rebuild the bootloader somehow for your operating systems. And at that point, you're just using Linux. If you've bothered to install Linux, you're probably using Linux. Now, Windows is trying to solve that with Windows Subsystem for Linux. That's what a lot of developers use as their sandbox. And in WWDC this week, Apple announced container machines, which are similar to the concept of Docker. So running the Apple version of Docker instances on Mac OS. So that can be very interesting. Celes asks, what is a beginner setup you would recommend for someone to start with streaming using an Elgato product? I have an answer to this. Stream Deck Mobile. Start with Stream Deck Mobile. It's free on the App Store and Google Play Store. You get 6 keys for free, and you can make as many folders and pages, up to 10 pages actually. So you basically get 60 keys, plus the folders in them. Try it out on your phone, and if you like it, then you would probably look into these products. The Stream Deck Mobile free version comes with 6 keys, just like this version right here, the Stream Deck Mini. So that's my recommendation. What do you think, Celes?
Virtual Stream Deck. So I don't know about you, but when I'm streaming, my phone's in use. I don't get to use Stream Deck Mobile or anything like that. But what I can do is I can load up Virtual Stream Deck onto my PC and then have that running so I can click it or set it to a keyboard command and try it out that way first. Run it that way instead of having to worry about controlling things from a separate device, which saves me a lot of trouble. But then if I were to go for a purchase afterwards, like Brown said, one of the smaller ones, like a 6, unless you're doing this professionally or you're planning to do this professionally, I would say start small. If you're already investing in audio stuff, though, and you already purchased like a Yamaha AG06 and you got all this other stuff going on, if you're already putting that much investment in, then go for a Stream Deck Plus. But I'd start small to get yourself used to it.
Now, speaking of Virtual Stream Deck, you can unlock it if you have a Stream Deck. And one way that you can do that is to actually get Stream Deck Mobile and then connect it to your Stream Deck app once every 30 days at minimum. It will unlock Virtual Stream Deck for you. and you can see on the screen, I'm adding buttons here. You can do whatever size you want, and it works just like a Stream Deck. And we'll talk more about this on Friday when we go into Virtual Stream Deck and Stream Deck Mobile. But look here. This button, let's add a quack. Yep, it quacks. I clicked on quack. It does quack. And it stays persistent on your screen. You can put it wherever you want. And you have access to these features right there. And Stream Deck Mobile, this is a paid feature that comes with Stream Deck Mobile or 80 Stream Deck that's plugged in, detected. $3 a month if you go the Stream Deck Mobile route, which is a very cheap cost for you to get started. I think you'd really like it. So I didn't know you used Virtual Stream Deck, Celeste.
I use it with my
really
keyboard.
Cool.
My keyboard also supports virtual. So I have a key on my keyboard literally set to use Virtual Stream Deck. It automatically creates a new Virtual Stream Deck anytime I want it to.
Wow. Yeah, that's great.
So,
And yes, you can set a hotkey to open the Virtual Stream Deck anywhere you want as well. I'll save the details for Friday, but that's extremely useful. I think they actually do have a Stream Deck keyboard. Is that right? Like a literal Galleon, the Stream Deck
two.
Galleon.
There's two. So there's the Stream Deck Galleon and then the Stream Deck Vanguard, which is the one I have. The Vanguard's a little cheaper. It doesn't actually have the buttons, so to speak, but it does have an Elgato button. It also has a button to, like I said, automatically make a new Stream Deck, new virtual Stream Deck. And it has keys along the left-hand side, G1, G2, G3, G4, and G5, which can be programmed to enact the virtual Stream Deck as keys. They're designed for it specifically. It's specifically designed to work as a Elgato product.
So we're currently trying to load the web pages so y'all can see. I believe I may be wrong on this one. Let me see. But I do have. Do I have? Okay, we'll start here. This is the Galleon. So the
more advanced one.
The more advanced one. So it's a full size keyboard, and you have the let me hide this. The number pad replaced with a Stream Deck, and so that's very straightforward, but it's still fascinating to see that it's just attached to your keyboard like that, and you can set it to do whatever you want right there. There's the Vanguard series. Does it look like this? It'll take a while to catch up on Twitch, but we have this right here. The numpad
Vanguard
is here,
Air.
but we have these. I guess there's a knob and like a screen here. This is a
mostly
Vanguard
talking about the Pro.
Air. Maybe so it's a Pro. Let's see if we can find a Pro. Vanguard Pro 96.
Yeah.
Let's see if we come to the images. I see some people joining us on IRIAM. We're doing Q&A now. Last couple of minutes for our Q&A with Celes. Oh, this must Vanguard Pro 96 Hall Effect gaming keyboard.
Yes.
There it is, right here.
Very advanced little critter.
And
Not as
nice
advanced as
little
the
buttons.
Galleon, but it's gorgeous, and it still has its It's one of those 2/3 keyboards.
So yeah, there it is. Very.
And you can see along the left-hand side is the Elgato buttons, the G1, G2, G3, G4, and G5. And then right there next to the fin button is the Elgato just button itself. It's just it's a dedicated Elgato button.
Oh wow, yeah, right there. That's super cool. It's we're gonna have to get a demonstration sometime. But that's
absolutely incredible.
That's very, very convenient. And you're saying that this can be edited directly in the Stream Deck app?
Yeah.
There you go. It's just that simple.
Gorgeous.
Kind of can't believe I never looked deeper into Corsair stuff. Sometimes it's easy to forget that Corsair is the parent company of Elgato.
They really want to push Elgato, especially on this generation. The Vanguard and the Galleon specifically And it's really incredible to see that they are so focused on Elgato that they literally put a button on your keyboard to make sure you can get there. Um, and you better be using it. So, it's incredible.
Okay, well, we'll take more Q&A related to Stream Deck. If anyone has any questions about Stream Deck, Elgato, anything that we have, we'll give it like 3 more minutes before we need to transition. While y'all think of more questions, I'm gonna do a funny. So this is going to be, how much is cost? Mephesus asks. So that depends. Are you talking about the Vanguard Pro? Its retail price is $229.99, and the
That's
Galleon SD is retail price somewhere $349.99 for those. But for the Stream Decks themselves, they vary from $3 a month to buy a big one for $350. We were looking at that big one earlier. So go to elgato.com for more information. I think you'll learn a little bit more. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to download a photo of Celes. And Celes doesn't know this is coming, but we have right here in our desktop view, one of the things you can do with a Stream Deck is you can actually set a screensaver. And so we're going to select a photo of Celes in honor of Celes joining us.
Oh, that's so cute.
And, you know, this isn't a full image, right? This is a transparent image of her, but I mean, maybe we can really, really emphasize Celes like that. And let's say I just like it like this, like the eyes are peering through to me, and I press set image, and I save that as an image. I'll bring on the sleep key to simulate going to sleep here. And if I look at the camera very closely, and I press the sleep button, now you can't get away from Celes. Now, I think we could better crop this for the future, but I think we'll stick with this for now.
I love it. I look like I'm about to I'm wearing like one of those chainsaw mask killers, you know. It's kind of terrifying, honestly, but it's great. I'll get you a better photo next time.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. This is something to think about if you all are in the Elgato event, or if they do something like this in the future. I mean, here's the Subaru one, right? Obviously, you're probably going to want to make a design that blends everything well together. That works well with this. So that's something to think about if you're in the event, aka I'm just talking to Celes. I think there's only 10 of us in this event. And
there's
I really
a very small amount.
Yeah. I'm going to attribute that to not knowing what a Stream Deck is, which is fine. I think that there is a lot to there's just a lot to learn about how you can integrate that into your own streams. It's something that you definitely don't need, but oh boy, you can't leave it when you have it. It is so convenient.
Exactly. Absolutely, 100% agreed. It is a very useful tool.
Okay, well, seeing that there's no further questions here, I think we can do a conclusion. Just as a reminder, coming up next, in a couple of minutes, we're going to have our discussion with Proffy Thighble, where we talk a little bit more about audio, as well as the PCI capture card with the 4K Pro. We'll talk a little bit more about that, and the Wave XLR. And if you follow Celes, we have the your stream is coming up very soon.
At
right
7.
here.
It'll be a couple hours.
So please be tuned into Celes and support for day 2, the banned words. Do you have anything else you want to say, Celes?
Thank you so much for having me on. I am Celes Aurion. I'm taking part in this event as well. I will be back online at 7 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. Eastern to have some fun and enjoy yourselves. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on and talking about the Elgato products. It's absolute pleasure to work and discuss and talk with you. And I really hope you and me take first and second. Much love to everyone else, but that's where I stand.
I really hope we get it. I think there's a lot of things that we can do with a Stream Deck. I know for you, you have that Stream Deck Plus, but having the extra 15 keys will increase the value of your stream significantly. So I wish you the
Absolutely.
best of luck. And also, we can get some Celes back plates. So I think that's going to be great. Very, very fantastic. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Keep watching on Twitch for the next segment. If you're on IRIAM, we're going to end stream, and we will start the stream when we are prepared for the next segment. Okay? See you all later. Goodbye, friends. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, hello, welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of today's topic of IRIAM X Elgato Week. As you can see here, we have Proffy Thighble. How are you doing, Proffy?
I am doing very well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. What did you think about that earlier conversation that we had with Celes? You were telling me a little earlier there are some differences in how we did audio.
Oh yeah. So for me specifically, you and Celeste use a TRRS for the audio cable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for specifically myself, I need to use a TRRS to a TRS.
Mm.
And I'm guessing it has to do with my specific dongle that I use for my charging and audio to my phone. However, I don't know what the difference like, I understand the difference between the 2 cords, but not necessarily why specifically my device needs that.
Well, it's very, very interesting, isn't it? We'll go deeper into this as we go through. We're having some people join us on our IRIAM streams. Proffy is in the what event are you in, Proffy? You're in the flyer event?
Oh, I'm in the GalaxyCon flyer event right now.
Yes, and then I am in the Elgato event, and so we're doing this collab together, not just so we can get points, but also just to discuss how we, just to celebrate the IRIAM's partnership with Elgato, a 12-month partnership that they've got, giving away their products, and Proffy was kind enough to explain more about the products that she owns that are that might be very important for your own setups. So just to do a quick reintroduction for me, my name is Browntul, and I'm a content creator. I've streamed on Twitch for almost 6 years now. It'll be 1 year on IRIAM soon. I'm going to show some slides here, just a recap of how I got into Elgato. It started with Stream Deck Mobile and the HD60S. Green screen came from work. I answered Miguel's call to action, and I got some products from Elgato, and the journey continued from there, including at TwitchCon and beyond. And so that's why we're here now. It's super exciting to be a part of that. Now, Proffy, how long have you streamed on? Do you stream on Twitch actually? But I know
So I've streamed
you're newer on
YouTube
IRIAM.
before, but never on Twitch.
I see. And so, how long have you streamed on IRIAM for?
We're coming up to 3 months next week, I think.
Mm.
In about 9 days.
Congratulations. If you enjoyed IRIAM so far.
I've adored it. It's been absolutely awesome. My community is fantastic. And overall, I've had a wonderful time just interacting with other streamers like yourself, Ash Blossom, Celeste, Hiyumi Subaru. Just kind of everybody's just been super warm, welcoming, and fun.
And so you have some Elgato products. I know we talked about the Wave XLR and a little bit about the Wave XLR Pro that's on here. I'm going to show on the screen right now what a Wave X. Oh, this is actually animation. Oh my goodness. here's the Wave XLR on the screen right now on Twitch. And just tell me a little bit more. I know you have the first version of this. Kind of how you got your XLR and how useful it has been for you.
So the original reason I got it was for recording a song that never came into fruition for a class final for my astronomy class.
Mm.
Because I had to produce something artistically is what they wanted that like represented my major at the time. And I was like, oh, I'll do like a song of something. That never happened. In fact, that final never happened.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that. But I've adored it. Like, it's yes, the setup of Wavelink, especially Wavelink 2.0, was a little tricky and you have to get used to it. But Wavelink has been awesome. The device itself has been awesome. It gives, like, a lot of utility, I guess, would be the best word, as far as being able to integrate where your audio is getting put directly from and, like, where you're like, putting it out to, especially with being able to control what's being heard at any given time.
And that's what that big knob in the middle is for, right? Right here.
Yeah, so that controls gain. Um, I can switch it like, okay, so if you're looking left to right, the first one's gonna be your specific gain on your mic. So, for instance, I can scroll it down and I get really quiet, or I can scroll it up and my volume comes back.
Mm.
You click it once, it'll flip over to the next one. That's gonna be your headset. Like, it only controls the headset coming directly out of the device, so the aux port in the back. If you're using a different type of headset that's going wirelessly, it won't affect that. However, that's what I'm looking for. You can easily, like, connect any headset you want, anything with a basically any aux cord, just generically, as far as it's a headset. You can connect to the back of it, and it'll impact that.
Mm.
The third one is gonna be your PC and mic mix. So whether it's taking in, more of the PC audio or more of the mic audio. Or, like, it's putting it out, I should say, not taking it in.
And here, just to
So
show the
that's what
back
the
of
big
this.
knob does. And the Mark II that you're seeing the animation of, that's the audio jack in the back. The USB is gonna just be for power and connecting to your PC, and then you have the other cords, obviously your XLR that goes directly to your mic.
Now, I think this is
But
a
as you saw sorry.
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say the difference between the Mark 1 and the Mark 2 as far as the knob goes is mainly gonna be your like that you saw the moving audio or, like, the moving light ring around the knob?
Yes, I'm showing on the screen
Okay,
right
so
now. Your
that's
slide on the two here.
yeah. So the one on the right here, that's gonna be your gain, basically, but it's also gonna show you if you're clipping out. So as you're talking, it shows you that audio level and where you're hitting. Whereas with the original one, it doesn't have that feature. It just lights up as to where your gain is.
I see. They look
So
very
you're
visually
able to
similar. Other than
be
that
they're
art.
pretty similar. The biggest difference between the 2 devices is the actual, like, onboard software. Or yeah, the internals as far as, like, what it's able to do.
Mm, I see. So that's kind of where the whole cable thing comes in. Um, we'll take a look at that as we go through. I know you have them in a specific order. I was gonna talk
I
about
do, yeah.
how you um this right here, which was your chart on how you get your XLR mic through that dock, or through the Wave XLR rather into your wavelength. So tell us a little bit more about this.
Yeah, so kind of in the center is where everything goes to as far as the externals for the mic and the mixer, and I guess the interface in general. And then you do have so I have it going to a TRS to TRRS. The TRRS goes into basically whatever your output's gonna be. I specifically use my monitor because the audio port is the closest and most acceptable or accessible for where I have my phone stand.
Mm,
And then the TRS port goes into the dongle that I use specifically for IRIAM. And then the dongle going into the phone.
Yeah, I think you and I have a very similar setup. Just I don't have the XLR part. So if I were to reuse your chart, it would pretty much be oh, I guess yellow is kind of hard to see, but USB mic into the PC directly. I think that's it. The difference here is your input through the Wave XLR and having that fine control with that, which is when you look at this chart, actually looks really simple, Proffy, isn't it?
I had to draw it out myself numerous times. Like before I even started streaming, like I would talk to Ash Blossom or yourself, and each time I'd have to basically chart it out so I understood visually. Because like I hear it and it's like, okay, conceptually I understand. But like, yeah, once you have it in front of you as a chart, like it seems very simple and basically the most complicated part ends up being wavelength. Because as long as you have everything in its chain, you're fine. Especially now that wavelength and Elgato, if I remember correctly, you no longer have to have a specifically wave device to use it. Because
Correct.
originally you had to have one of the wave mics, the Wave XLR, you had to have something in that ecosystem in order to even be able to use the wavelength program.
Yes, you're right. And with Wavelength 3.0, you can now download it directly to your Windows device and your Mac device. That actually is one of the best mixers for your Mac, as it doesn't include a mixer. And even we talked about voice focus as a standalone plugin. We'll probably get there in a bit. That in itself is also a very important um, distinction. You can install voice focus on any microphone you want now, powered by
Yeah.
Wavelength. So a lot more accessible, as you mentioned. I think the chat has agreed here on Twitch and IRIAM about these. But ultimately, you're right. If the hardest part is just Wavelength, that's actually pretty good news. I mean, you already saw how easy Wavelength was to set up in the last hour that we were on. And that's been as long as you understand that, it seems like it should be smooth sailing.
Yeah, for the most part. And I do have like a few slides kind of just like showing realistically it's super simple. So it's not even that's almost able to be communicated audibly, but it's visually so simple just to set up and like be able to see like, oh, you just have to add a channel, add the source, and click a couple other buttons. And realistically, it should be fine and set up.
Let's go to the next slide here, and you're showing here the difference with an XLR mic, because I think some people don't know that there is a difference with how you plug in an XLR mic versus a USB mic.
Yeah, so with an XLR mic, it does use like the analog cables, which is on the right there. I specifically put it there because people don't necessarily know. So when you're looking at a mic and it says XLR, it's not going to just go straight into your USB hub or your USB plugins on the back of your PC. You do have to have that interface that it can connect to.
Very, very interesting. And right in the middle is that Wave 3, I believe. Or is that the Wave
That's the
DX?
newest one. I wanna say is that the Wave Neo? No,
I think it's the DX then. The
thank
DX
you. Yep, that
the
one.
is the XL. Very interesting. And very, very sleek too. I mean, even all these other examples here are very sleek.
It also comes in, like, 6 different colors, and the
Is that so?
lavender looks really nice.
That looks great, yeah. I can imagine seeing your lavender. So those are the XLR mics. We talked a little bit about the Wave XLR and how this can control that. But as you mentioned earlier, Proffy, it's the Wavelink 3.0, using this PC for that, ends up being crucial for your setup. Isn't that right?
Yeah, yeah. Without having the Wavelink program, it would not work basically as far as getting it to IRIAM or getting it into almost any other streaming app. As far as layering through with the different audio sourcings.
This is a nice PC. It has a CD drive in it.
A
Proffy.
CD, a floppy.
It's got it all. That's the A drive right here. I love this clip art. And yes, Wavelink 3.0 available for everyone. So now, this confuses people. The TRS to TRRS cable. Is this the one that you use?
That is specifically the one I use, yes.
And tell me a little bit more about this.
Okay, so the way I understand it is that the one side that I have going to the PC, the TRS, can take, I believe it's, and you're gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong, because they can only take specific types of audio as far as putting it out to a microphone or taking specific signal types because it isn't grounded that way. I can't remember off the top of my head what the TRS or the TRRS fully transmits, but basically the TRRS is what's going to go into like any phone jack or whatever, or any aux cable port, so you can listen to the audio with a headset.
Yeah, so the T stands for tip, R stands for ring, and S stands for sleeve. So a TRRS has 2 rings, which includes the microphone input, and then TRS only has the stereo output, no microphone. And so I think the theory here is, Proffy, that you are doing an audio out from the TRS side and an audio in on the TRRS side, which
Correct.
is your
Yes.
phone dongle. And speaking of the dongle, there it is right here. This is the dongle that you use. A Belkin one.
I have both of them. So I do have an iPhone 8 that I have used occasionally. It's not my preferred one. I do prefer my standard, like, daily device, which is an iPhone 17. So that uses the USB-C, but it does work with both, which is why I added them.
And I swear to God, it was so hard to find a USB-C adapter. I think I'm going to have to learn it from you. One of the reasons why I use my old iPhone, other than just making a dedicated streaming device with power, is actually because I can't find a good USB-C adapter that works. And it seems these brands, I think, well, one of them is USB-C. This one, I think, is looks more like a Lightning one.
Yeah, so the white one's Lightning, the black one's gonna be the USB-C.
Seems like it served you very well.
Yeah, they've been absolutely perfect. I have no issues with them. I am curious if that's because I know in certain documentation, they recommend having it's a 3-port with a USB in one, but that isn't using the Wave XLR. So I did go with this one instead. So I'm wondering if it does have something to do with the specifics of the dongle as far as why the TRS to TRRS is needed. But the dongles themselves have been great.
Okay, I'm gonna save the link that you have here from Best Buy and see if maybe I can get one of these when I switch over to using my USB-C phone, maybe for the future. That sounds like a really
I
good.
will say definitely good. I've never seen it on sale anywhere else but Best Buy, and theirs is usually like $10 off. So definitely, and they're not necessarily cheap. So I would definitely try to get a deal if you can get one.
Mm. Now, the next slides you have here are related to wavelength. So let's take a look at this. Is this your actual setup that we're seeing right here?
Yes, that is specifically mine.
Wow, and tell us a little bit more. This is the Wavelength 3 app. We saw this in the last segment. But now we have a perspective from Proffy, including you have your Wave XLR up there too. Tell us a little bit more about these channels you selected.
Yeah, so that very first one at the top, that's going to be my actual Wave XLR. And that's going to have like my mute functions and just being able to adjust the audio output as well as I can adjust the voice focus, the low cut filter, any of like the effects that I have on it. I'm going to be able to control straight from that. And then going down the list, I have several different channels as far as one's for my browser. So I usually have YouTube Music is what I use. So I have it on that, and and you can see it with um, the Wave XLR channel. On the red side is because I usually have that actually muted for myself, so I don't have to listen to myself necessarily, while still listening to my personal mix and not listening to the stream mix constantly. So it is really nice that I can flip back and forth so I can hear what's going on the one side versus what's going on like what my side is.
And that's how the
Then
personal mix works with that. Like that's you being able to hear back on what everyone else can hear.
yeah, so with the personal mix, for instance, I'll use right now as an example. I have both Discord open for myself as well as stream. So my stream can specifically hear you and I can hear you. But if I wanted to, if there was something you and I needed to talk about separately, I would just kill the stream mix side and it would go red because that's muted. And then we could have a discussion between the two of us, but I can still listen to it on my personal mix. Or if I wanted to, it would, I think, probably take two different browsers, but I could have my own music going through like Firefox and using Chrome for a separate audio source for background music. And I can have it muted for myself from Chrome, but muted for stream from Firefox. So I have two different music sources going, but
Mm,
they're not crossing over to each other.
very interesting. Um, yeah, so you can see here, Discord separated, game capture separated, your PC game separated. You have a very strategic way of separating the classes of apps that you have for your stream.
Yeah. Well, and I try to keep them separated just so it's easy enough not to if I need to mute something real quick, I'm not muting everything. There's like for instance, it says Steam, Xbox, game. I'm only gonna need to um I have for instance, right now, I have Peak, a shooter, Buckshot Roulette, and Shadowverse in it. I'm never gonna have all of those open at one time. So if I need to just mute the game, I just mute that channel.
Mm. And now I see in your future slides that you are showing us how to add the game channel here.
Yeah. So you can create a channel either by adding a specific app to it or a generic channel that you can route whatever programs you want into it. So the one I specifically used was a generic game channel. And if you, in this slide that you just pulled up, you can see when you hit add apps, it pulls up a list. So you can see Wuthering Waves, Xbox, and then it actually offers to transfer from other uh, your other channels into the new one. So you don't have to go through, erase it. You're not getting double outputs.
Hmm.
So it's just kind of just plug and play, except click and click, if that makes sense.
Here's you adding Steam. You have Wuthering Waves, which is very popular for some reason. In recent days. And
I'm gonna be
that's how
honest,
you.
some of the new trailers for the current event, I plan on actually playing through it to some extent just to play the event.
Yeah, I do want to play the Cyberpunk collab. I actually got Lucy. I got it in 28 rolls. I just had 3 rolls on there and somehow won. So I must be the luckiest person ever. Rebecca obviously is free. So I think maybe I'll go play some Wuwa soon. Maybe after the Yagata stuff is over.
Yeah, there's a lot of content there. I mean, I'm a couple patches back on Arknights right now, so I get it.
And Ash Blossom just got the 1-star fan badge. Thank you very much. Very appreciative. Ash is actually the
Congratulations,
leader
Ash.
in points on this stream. So I think Ash is going for a 5-star fan badge, but we'll see what happens. Nice badge, Ash Blossom. Okay, so you've added your game stuff, and now you're highlighting the little bar on the top right that has the ear icon. And
Yeah,
what's going on here?
so that's gonna be the audio output that that you're gonna be listening to, and not what you're outputting to your stream. So, for instance, I can set it to one of my monitors, or there's the headphone that's the XLR, so that's gonna be my line in, and the other headset is my Arctis Pro that is my standard headset that I'm wearing,
Mm,
just because I like it to be wireless. And then you see the little ear icon on the personal mix?
right, so we're here.
Yep, so that I can click that, and then it automatically attributes whatever audio device I have selected from that list. It's gonna flip it to that channel, or like that routing, that mix, I guess.
And that's what you listen into.
Yeah,
Mm. That's simple too. Just
and then
select the device and I know you can actually set the default audio in settings as well if you want to lock it in onto one
yeah.
audio device.
Well, like, I'll go between my headset for streams, but if I'm just, like, playing a game by myself or watching anime or whatever I'm watching on YouTube, I do then flip it over to one of the monitors and just have it output there.
Mm. Now, of course, welcome to all our friends on Twitch and IRIAM. We're live on multiple platforms and multiple streams. Feel free to queue up some questions because we will have a Q&A at the end of our demo with Wavelength. Now, the next slide we have here, Proffy, is is something that. Oh, actually, no. This is actually the marketplace right here. So you have that open within Wavelength. And what do you do in the marketplace? What plugins are you looking for?
Yeah, so I haven't used a whole lot of them at the moment, but I've been eyeing a couple like the Reverb. But there's also you have options, right? There's specifically screenshotted the top portion because there are a lot for free. You can see like
Yes.
the Call of Duty, the Fallout, and those will add the voice effects as far as from those IPs. And like I said, I haven't played around with it too much. I've used the Mr. Meowington voice mod occasionally, but
Uh-huh.
it's a little grating, I would say.
Interesting. Yeah, so you can see on there a lot of voice effects, even voice mod that we talked about earlier on the stream. They have a voice mod in your screenshot that's just available for you straight up, which is interesting. So right away, the
And
Elgato
this is
marketplace lets you do all this stuff, Proffy.
well, and this is brand new for Wavelength 3. There was a previous like link to the marketplace, but there wasn't this kind of integrated audio effects. And like I think the next one I have here is actually the EQ
Yes,
presets.
right here, which is very important. And so we got like a couple from Elgato, even people that have been very big in the community scene. Lady Vic has some, Epos Vox has some, and you can apply them directly to your Wave device. So once
Yeah,
again, just the integration that we have in Stream Deck, being able to just install plugins within the app. You can do the same thing in Wave Link. Get your audio effects, EQ presets straight from the app. It's
which
pretty
is
cool, Proffy.
something that I know specifically, the creator used to be Senpai Gaming, but Harris Heller. It's
Mm,
something that I know, like, this integration is something different creators have tried to push Elgato into.
yes. So y'all should definitely use these free options here that you can apply to your microphone. It's these are some great options. And honestly, Proffy, I think the way that you presented this, it does look simple. It does look straightforward. If you know what audio you want to split, then that part it solves itself. And then after that, it's just what voice mods and voice plugins you want to put onto your microphone that you're going to use for the stream or for other reasons. But it seems very, very simple the way that's been described. Would you say your setup is simple?
I'd say it is, especially compared to there's other creators, especially on IRIAM, that have explained their setups to me, and theirs confused me, and theirs is significantly more simple as far as, uh, power to mic out to phone.
Hmm.
But like when it's explained like that, I get lost. Whereas like being able to like seeing it in the terms that I can, especially with Wavelink, is really helpful for me. Whereas like seeing these ambiguous knobs on like a Yamaha, that gets very overwhelming for me.
Yeah, for me, just being able to see it visually in the grid and being able to just change the sliders on my own is good enough for me. That goes a long way for me. And on that note, I want to show you on my screen right here. This is my Wavelink setup, and I would like Proffy to analyze this and let me know what you think. What do you think about this setup? Is this a prime setup?
I think yours is broken down probably better than mine is. But I know you and I differ. Like, I have a Stream Deck, but I don't use it nearly as much as you do.
Hmm.
I have certain things set on it, but other than that, it's not necessarily something I daily drive constantly.
Hmm. And so, what do you use your Stream Deck for? Remind me what Stream Deck you have.
It's the Mk.2. So just the
And
base 15 key.
and when you do use it, what is the big use case for you?
So I use plugins. I've done some stuff with VTube Studio in the past, and I have keys set for basically any toggle on the model that I would need as far as eye changes, hairstyle, anything like that. But I had to switch it completely over, but like with the upgrade from Wavelink, because it was Wavelink Legacy was the plugin, and now there's the new Wavelink. So I had to reset up all the keys on that, which I did in the last few days. So like I can specifically just mute a channel at a button, adjust it, and a really nice feature on the Stream Deck is just being able to add whatever you're doing with a simple key press on the Stream Deck. So, for instance, I launch a new game that isn't attributed to any of my channels. I can just hit my plus or like the add to channel on my Stream Deck, and it's going to put that game to my game channel. So if I don't remember to do something beforehand, or I'm switching games with a friend, I just have to switch it over or like just add it to that channel.
Right. So this is probably a good time to explain this. What Proffy means by this. So we have our Stream Deck Plus setup that we had from the previous segment, and we have the Wavelink over here. And let's say I wanted to add that feature that Proffy described. So I want to find the Wavelink plugin, and I'm going to take the add to channel button right here, and let's say we want to add it to music. So music channel right here, and I open like VLC Media Player and start playing the Game Awards again. And as you can see, the Game Awards is playing in the background, but it's playing under system audio. I forgot to add it to my music. So now, if I show you on the camera here, oh, camera's showing up now. You see that VLC Media Player, you want to add that to music. I press the button, and it adds it to the music track. And now, from now on, VLC will always play in the music track, which is fantastic. So, just like that, Proffy, one button press, and it's in that channel.
Yeah, it makes it incredibly easy just on the fly to do whatever you need to do.
Super, super cool. Okay, and I think that is the end of your presentation on Wavelink and your audio setup. I think the one W that I'm gonna take is that you like my setup. That you like it enough. I think that's a big W coming from someone with a good audio setup, Proffy.
Well, and it's very clean, and also, I'm going to use your own word, inspirational, to be able to see somebody that's using, because you can have 5 mixes.
Mm.
And until the last couple days, I was like, why would I ever need 2? Right? But that comes in with if you're recording VODs kind of like separately than just saving them on Twitch or on YouTube. So you can have, and this kind of goes into even capture card type stuff. You can have the different audios muted on that recording that you're doing, whereas you can keep keep other things to just stream that won't cross over into that recording.
And right now, actually, in OBS, I have the stream mix, which I control everything through the stream mix. If I mute myself, unmute myself, it will update on Twitch. And it has an output that goes to IRIAM right here with the USB audio. But as Proffy said, I could have multiple mixes. Maybe I want a separate one for my recording. And I just click the press button and I have more, the plus button, I have more mixes that I can use and save it with the recording. So that can be very useful in those contexts. This is why you could have more. I see mixes like having different outputs that do different things. You never know how useful it is until you start recording. And you're like,
Well,
you need something different.
Like the previous version of Wavelink only had the two. You only had your personal and only had the stream. So being able to have these other options, just wrapping my head around the different utility that you can have with that is just the options are endless. As long as you only need 5.
Well, if you have more than 5, you're probably thinking something a little more advanced. And even then, you could send one of the mixes into Voicemeeter or your Yamaha and do something more crazy and send it to another computer. So you could technically duplicate your mixes, but I think at that point, you're probably thinking something more advanced. I think the 5 mixes are enough for most people, and the ease of access for that is what was the big seller, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, we'll pause a little bit here. I want to see if anyone has any questions. Feel free to ask them on Twitch and IRIAM. IRIAM on either chat. In Twitch, just ask your question. We'll pin the message on here so we can show the question. And then we'll move on toward the kind of a little look at the capture cards that we have. Proffy has a really strong capture card. And even though today is not about capture cards, I think we can look a little bit into how Elgato Studio works and how we put that into Wavelink. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask now. I think my question to Proffy is, you know, we all have very similar setups. The difference is you have your XLR, Wave XLR as the plugin, right, to plug it in, and I have a USB microphone. But a lot of people go to your streams and they say, wow, Proffy's microphone is actually next level. It sounds so crisp in 4K. How much of that is just because the mic is an XLR? And how much is it because of the Wavelink features?
See, I don't know if I'm not going to say, I think part of it is indeed the Wavelink features. Specifically something, let me pull it, the voice focus, because I'm pretty sure you can't hear it, but where I have my PC set up right now, I literally have like a furnace and like all of the central air and everything right behind me. But you can't hear any of that. So I think being able to have that as far as on the Wave XLR side is really key. But the mic I use isn't anything special either. It's just a Rode Pod mic. It's one of the ones that I put specifically in the slide because it's relatively inexpensive. So like I just have that going into the Wave XLR and being able to use the adjustments within Wavelink and on the Wave XLR. I think it all just comes together really well.
And that's the mic right there on the screen, right? The one on the left.
Yeah, the generic you go to, well, it used to be if you watched any like podcast video, they generally had like the pod mic, right?
Uh-huh.
But now a lot of times it's going to be one of the Shure mics. But yeah, this mic is, as far as I know, one of the least expensive XLR dynamic mics at like about 100, give or take, depending on sales.
I see. Now, this does lead to a question I think some people have here. What is the difference between a condenser mic and a dynamic mic? Why does this matter?
Okay. So, in my knowledge, here's a little, we're going to call it Swiss cheese, because there's definitely some holes in exactly what I know and what I don't. A dynamic doesn't pick up nearly, you don't need nearly the sound dampening that you would with a condenser. A condenser will pick up a lot of background, whereas a dynamic is really good for broadcasting, streaming, because it gets that direct. Generally, they're cardioid, which it gets the name because it's a. When I say heart shaped, literally think of like the shape of a heart almost, whereas you're not getting the behind the mic stuff. It's just going in this circle around it to the front. Whereas a lot of times on condensers, it doesn't necessarily, as far as I know, have that same directionality as far as where the audio source, as far as a voice or background noise is coming from. The other thing that I do know is that typically with a condenser, it will take more power, which the Wave XLR, and this is something I did forget to say, it has like 48-volt phantom power that you can turn on if you are using a condenser.
That's right here. That icon on the bottom.
Yeah, the one on the right-hand side.
Right. That's interesting. So if you plug in a condenser mic, you will need more power to power it?
As far as I'm aware, yes. And as far as like my understanding of it, I should say.
That's very interesting. I did not know that was well, power is obviously a very big consideration. I didn't realize this was very important. Of course, like whatever audio device that you have, it will always take some power out of your computer, and that's why there's always a recommendation to have multiple power sources that would make like USB devices work. At least for me, I have USB devices, and you have to make sure they're powered. And I'm sure the chat agrees here. Okay, we're taking questions, by the way. You see some people that have joined on Twitch and IRIAM. We're accepting some questions about Elgato audio in this segment before we move on to the capture card segment. But I feel like I've learned a lot about just the XLR on its own and just the differences with the XLR, the workings of an XLR mic versus a USB mic and why they have such big differences.
Well, I feel like, at least for me specifically, the XLR, yes, there's an extra device in between to learn, but it feels a lot more. I don't have to worry about drivers for the mic and how that's routing through things. There's no drivers for my mic going into my computer. It's just the XLR, which is essentially the Wavelink program um is the program I have to run. There's nothing else as far as mic, USB, having to like fiddle with that stuff.
Mm.
It's fully analog until it hits the interface.
Now we have a question here. Can the Wave XLR support hardware VSTs versus software VSTs? Which I think is like some of the Elgato stuff, like you turn on a voice plugin, but it's built into the microphone. Does it work the same way with a Wave XLR device, or is it just a mixer?
So it actually in the Mk.2 it's able to handle VST on board.
Hmm.
That is one of like the unique upgrades that they did. Essentially, the biggest 3 differences between the Mk.2, which is if you're gonna get the Wave XLR, it's gonna be the Mk.2 because they don't really the Mk.1 essentially is just the last year's model, if you think about, like, a car or something like that. Most of the differences are all in the processing, and VST is one of those things that it now handles it directly and doesn't need any virtual softwares or anything like that to run.
Mm.
Does that kind of answer that question?
Yeah, that's very interesting, and I think I mean, I don't know if other devices do this. The whole so-called hardware VST feature, but it can be very worth it if you don't want the processing to have to rely on how strong your computer is. Just have it occur on the device itself, and I think it also decreases latency because of how focused I mean, you're not delayed by how powerful your computer is. So I think that is very interesting to know.
And then one of the other things I forgot to mention is that the Wave XLR actually has in its processing abilities, they upgraded it to 2.0, but it has a clip guard. So essentially the way they market it is that you shouldn't be able to peek out your mic.
Wow.
Like they've got videos on their website, like giving an example of ClipGuard 2.0, and you have people screaming as hard as they can to the mic, banging like pots and pans or hammers, like trying to peek out the mic, and it will max, but it never clips. Like it never hits a point where it just can't pick up the audio. It is crisp and just continuous all the way through.
And that's basically um that's all happening on the Wave XLR. It's independent of the microphone. The microphone, which itself is already good quality, good analog quality, but the Wave XLR is able to process that and understand the audio levels and have control over that without you even having to apply a filter yourself in OBS.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
And you
why
don't
it
it's not
costs
like
as it
you have
costs.
to
Yeah.
well, and it's not like you have to turn anything special on in Wavelink. That's all automatically going.
Wow. Yeah, that's impressive. Now, I don't have a Wave XLR and I don't have an XLR mic, but I have a feeling that the upgrade would be significant if I went this direction in some way. I just have a blue snowball with voice focus, which I don't know if you can tell. I guess it sounds good, but you don't want to always
I mean,
rely on voice focus just to make a beginner mic sound good. It does take CPU power. You saw earlier in the stream that voice mod was struggling with voice focus on too much CPU power.
mhm,
So
mhm.
offloading that is definitely a feature that you would consider paying for.
I would 100% agree.
Okay, so we'll save the other questions for later. For the second hour, I wanted to see, when I was setting up this collab with Proffy, we were focused a lot on the audio setup and just how high quality Proffy's streams seem to be on IRIAM. I think you all have now learned how Proffy uses the Wave Link app and Wave XLR to make it all work very, very optimally. But another thing I learned, Proffy, is that you actually own a is it a 4K Pro? You have one of the PCI. You have one of the
Yeah, it is.
PCI capture cards.
Correct. Yep.
And tell us a little bit more about that, because I think more people know there's the USB version, but not really the PCIe version.
Yeah, so it was when I built my PC last year, it was a little tricky. So I have one of the Height Y70s, if you're familiar with that case. So it has the vertical GPU stand.
I see.
So to get in there was a little tricky, but you do need 2 PCIe slots. But it's one of the smaller, I want to say 8-pin ones, if I'm remembering correctly. As opposed to like the full channel that you need for a GPU. But it just slides into the secondary.
You see it right
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
So it just slides into my secondary PCIe slot. And it's fully on board. In my case, I don't have to worry about a USB device. It's all just right there.
There's the dimensions. There it is plugging in. So you do need a PCI slot available, with the bandwidth for it, but it just slots in right in as an expansion slot. And I've played with these in the Call of Duty event that I talked about earlier. When we were setting up all those PCs, they all had these 4K Pros in them, and the speed is significant. It beats any USB capture card. It is low latency and high quality. And
Essentially, you can use it just as a like HDMI input. There is not really any lag between hitting a button on your controller and seeing your console, like the character on your console doing the action. It's just like you're running it on like a television or a monitor. There is no like latency with that.
And so that's the power of the 4K Pro. I see some new friends joining us on IRIAM. It's IRIAM Elgato week here with Browntul and Proffy, talking about the 4K Pro right now. And, I'm very jealous. I would love to have a 4K Pro. I don't have a slot for this. I have a PCIe 16 slot for the GPU and a PCIe 1 slot, which is compatible with nothing. Unless
That is
someone
the
makes
trick.
them.
Because some motherboards don't have that extra slot that you need for it.
Right. $300, by the way, for the 4K Pro. But obviously you can get the USB versions, which are cheaper and perform just as well. And let's actually see if we can see the tech specs for the exact plug here. I think it might be... Oh, it doesn't say.
So as a cheeky
Actually.
little aside, I definitely didn't pay the $300 for a brand new one. I don't know if they still do it, but it was first party from Amazon. They were like refurbished or like pristine condition, just returned. And I think I paid about half that price. Granted, this was a few years ago, but it was much better and about the same cost, I think, as one of the USB models to get it.
So here's the interface. It's PCIe 2.0 standard with a 4, 8, or 16 slots. So as long as you have a spare slot for this, you'll be able to use this. But I don't. So I have the HD60X, which is a big webpage, actually. Stuff Cross. We are live on Twitch and IRIAM in case you're confused on how we're talking about something on a screen. We're showing it on Twitch. I have the... Oh my goodness, they don't even offer it. It's been superseded. You can't even get the HD60X anymore. It's been overtaken by the Neo, 4KS, 4KX, and 4K Pro. How interesting is that? So I guess the closest I'm getting is the 4KS. It's $160, but it shows up like this. Fits under your desk. Works on your iPad for recording. So you can take it on the go. And this works just as well, Proffy. I think both of them are good, but obviously the PCIe speeds must be incredible. And you capture your gameplay off a console, right?
That's primarily what I use it for, yeah.
And what devices do you have plugged into your capture card that you find the most use for?
So, for instance, right now I have my Switch going into it. Because I can that's the console I have that I cannot play it remotely from my PC, because I have a PlayStation as well, but for that I can use PlayStation Play and remotely access it.
Mm.
There's a little delay there, but ultimately that one's fine. They have it smoothed out pretty well.
And you do that
For
over
my
Ethernet?
Switch specific Say that again?
You do that over Ethernet?
Wirelessly.
Wow. That must be really impressive.
I mean, it's pretty nice, but I don't use that too often. I tend to reserve my PlayStation games for me,
Fair enough.
just so I can sit back, relax, and enjoy those ones.
Mm.
But with my Switch, like for right now, for instance, I just have it sitting on top of my PC case in its dock, and I have my a controller like on top of my desk. So I basically never have to touch the console other than to get it out of rest mode, and it pops right into my Elgato.
This is a good time for
There's
me
no
to show you this, Proffy. I don't think I've actually shown the full setup here. But I would love you to see this and tell me what you think. This is a camera angle of the IRIAM phone, the Phoneception phone. We have a Steam Deck and a Switch just sitting docked. And I'll get this phone out of the way so y'all can see this a little more.
I
But
will
what
say
do you
the
think about
amount
this
of
stock setup?
devices, it's impressive, I'm gonna be honest. Like, how much you have crammed into such a small area there.
Yeah, I mean, and I think I play more of the Steam Deck than I do with the Switch, but it's all docked, and I have a little remote here where I can switch between the HDMI switcher, which then goes into the capture card, which is back here. Ignore the cable management. Actually, it's kind of good cable management, not gonna lie. I just can't cover it. But you see right back there, the HD60X sits there. Direct input into OBS. And pass-through is available if I need it for mobile setups. But it's a nice little gaming corner. I can't add anything else, though. That would be a nightmare.
I'm gonna say, for how many devices you have, I'd be okay with that cable management.
Maybe, but I I try to make sure it's all as organized. I mean, they do have the wraps around them, the cable wraps. So they all have a system. Like, they all follow a path on my desk. So that part is pretty organized. Whenever I need to reorganize everything or clean it, it is pretty easy to unwrap them, and it's not all tangled. So,
So you don't have a rat king of cables, is what you're telling me?
I don't think so. Well, you can judge for yourself. I mean, let's look again. Here it is. I mean, this part looks ugly because it's where my phone is. The IRIAM. Oh, IRIAM chat, say hi.
Hi, IRIAM
Focus.
chat.
Focus. Unfocus.
Hello, my
This
chat.
camera. Disclosure. This camera is not the Elgato face cam. This is another camera, so it's a hit or miss sometimes. There it is. But the cables look wild because a part of it splits out into my IRIAM phone and to the capture card, which there was nowhere else to put it. And that's why this happens to be like a branch, I guess, where it branches out. But it all gets tucked in underneath, right here, underneath the monitor stand, and it goes behind the desk. And that part is clean. Because if you look at my desk right here, take this away, pretty clean. Other than that part, so it's just the visual part of the middle. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. This was not a problem before I had IRIAM, but now I have IRIAM, so it needs a spot, and I have not had a good solution to that. But it's I tried. I did try. I would say the one thing I would have done differently is try to get a mic arm. But no mic arms worked on my desk. Elgato actually recommended that I drill a hole in my desk to make it work, which I'm not down to do. Yeah, let's just say this table is very unique, where you can't put a mic arm on the edge of the desk, and that's just how it is. But, oh well. Now, do you, Proffy Thighble, use a mic arm?
I do. That is the one thing. I don't know if it's the same with all XLR mics, but like the Rode Pod mic specifically, there is no stand for it that comes with it.
Wow.
So you do have to buy, not necessarily a third party, but you have to buy an additional piece.
Just
So
for it
yes,
to work.
I have a mic arm. I could have like just a small stand in front of me, but it gets it out of the way so I don't have to have, as I'm sure you can empathize with, not having more devices in front of me.
Now, you can see here from the example photos of the Wave mic arm, how convenient it is to have it clipped into the back of the desk and then have it just be in front of your face directly, which really, really helps with the audio quality and to get out all the other background noise because the audio goes directly in. Even has a pop filter on this. And a lot of different cases for this one. I actually really, really want the Wave mic arm LP. The low profile one would work brilliantly for me if the edge of my desk was actually square, or if I could drill a hole in it. This mic, I think the low profile, just it stays out of the way. Even when you're not using it, it's just kind of perfectly in front of you. I would use something like this, but I alas, I can't. Maybe when I get a new place in which I get a new desk, I would do that.
I will say a new mic arm is like slightly top of list for things that I would want to upgrade my setup. Specifically because unless you don't, or unless you do your measurements for it, not all mic arms are the same as far as how tall or how far they come out. So, like, for instance, the previous one you were on, I kind of like that because you could tell it had a longer arm because it could go over both the monitors rather than having to use a gap between them. Because like I have to use a gap, but that's because my mic arm doesn't even go high enough to reach over the monitors.
That's a very good point. I wonder if I even have a setup that can, like, I have to either stick it through the middle or over. I would not go over, personally, but I can see the benefit of that. I just don't like everything hanging over me, if possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone's setup has different requirements and different restrictions. And that's why Elgato offers a lot of different mic arms for you. That will be very useful for your needs. Heck, this Stream Deck right here, I think is the old Stream Deck. This is a photo from this is the Mk.1, because they have
I was
the
gonna say that
stand.
the stand that it's on is like the giveaway there.
Yeah. Big throwback photo right there. Hello, Sunoki. Nice to see you on IRIAM.
This low profile mic arm actually made me think of another benefit for the voice focus.
Mm-hmm.
Keyboard noise. Because especially with it being like low profile like that, so the mic's gonna be lower. That's the voice focus helps eliminate the clackies and like as much as like we all love a thocky keyboard, you don't want to hear that all the time in a stream.
Right. And that's actually the one thing they really pushed for when they released the VST for voice focus as a individual plugin, $50 retail, but they go on sale for 20% off here and there. And the big point was get the keyboard noise away, keep the fans away. And there were people going crazy, like someone did a video where they did voice focus while they were drilling a hole in their workbench. Like literally right next to the microphone, and it's like, oh, you can't hear it, which is a very extreme use case. But even then, something like voice focus can really help with whatever quality microphone you have, just to get that noise out of the way. It makes a huge difference. Sunoki says, hi, Proffy.
Hi, Sonoki.
Yeah,
How are you doing?
Don't we love Proffy here? Isn't Proffy so inspirational?
And thank you for the heart, Su Young.
So I think now at this point, yeah, well, that's kind of the capture cards that we talked about. We could try to play a game. I don't know. We can show that. I was gonna save that till Saturday, but that would be the natural next step to using to testing out a capture card, for lack of better things.
Say, you and Celes were talking about using Elgato Studio, right?
Yes.
That's the new one.
And we can take a brief look here at Elgato Studio.
So, I was gonna say I haven't actually upgraded to using Elgato Studio yet. I still use the Elgato 4K capture utility.
Right.
You have me interested in the Elgato Studio because I haven't actually checked it out too much.
Yeah, so here we are with Elgato Studio, and we'll go into more detail on Saturday where we do open lobbies for both Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Kart World. But let's go ahead and maybe I'll use the... Oh, I'm actually not prepared for this. Can I do this? I'm going to plug in my Steam Deck, and we're going to turn on the Steam Deck together. Now, Steam Deck is not Stream Deck. Let me actually get my controller real quick, Proffy. That will make this work. Okay, so how do I do this? I don't usually have a second camera on my desk. It's a crowded. It's very crowded. Let's do... Hopefully this is the right camera. I can flip it over. So here I am with my controller. And before we boot up the... Actually, we can boot it up now. But I'm going to use Camera Hub real quick. We'll talk about Camera Hub tomorrow. Zoom in on my controller. And now we have a controller cam right here. Perfect. And it applies directly. So now, don't look at my password. Oh. Okay. So here we are. And right away, it captures. Okay, well, now we have a firmware update. Let's skip the firmware update. And now we have the Elgato Studio connected directly to our capture card. We can full screen this here. And we have different recording resolutions. We can also change the here on the top. It shows you the HDMI in, what type of input it is. In this case, it's 1080p in SDR. The capture card is here, and the output records like this. And you can also adjust how you want to do your recording. You know it's a 1080 device, so we can adjust the quality. This is really just the bit rate here. Let's do like a medium quality. In the H.264 is nice. And all these settings are right there in front of you. It just works. So let's play. What game can we play right now? Let's play X Zodiac. This is a space game, and you can actually hear. I think if it's configured correctly, you can hear the game capture through Wavelink, which is set up. I think it goes through the system audio in this case. But there it is. It's loading, and it just works, Proffy. You open the app, connect the capture card, connect your device, it opens.
Just like they did with the Wavelink 3.0, they have yet again upgraded the UI significantly so it's easier to use.
And so there it is, X Zodiac, and now I want to do like a little recording maybe. So we can do this by adding a, actually I don't think I have this installed. I do, right here. And take a recording, and I can take a snapshot, add it to my Stream Deck, which is right in front of me. And actually you can see it's right in front of me with the camera here. So recording here, capture here, and when I press the record button, it will start recording right there, and it says how big the recording is. And let's just full screen it, and let's play a little bit. So obviously on the 4K Pro Proffy, you have basically no latency. It's just like a monitor for you, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's an immediate bypass as far as how, just like you're plugged into directly to the monitor.
And you can see here, so I have my Steam controller, which is apparently extremely rare these days. And I'm pressing left and right. And just look at the latency. Just zero latency, essentially. It is so hard to tell that there is any sort of input lag. Now I'm going to play the first level. And actually, I should... Let me change the options here to be the... this is a 1080 capture, so 16:9. And, oh, full screen. Okay, well, this doesn't go full high res, so maybe this is not the greatest example, but this is capturing at 1080, and I just wanted you to see... Oh, a little lag here. You can see here, moving the stick left and right, it's pretty automatic. Pretty low latency.
Yeah.
I can aim at everything. Oh, I'm taking damage because I'm not good at video games. But yeah, you get the idea. And then, okay, let's say we got some footage, and now we can press the button here, so you can see it's recording, and it has the time here. I can press the stop button, and the recording has stopped, and the recording has ended, and now I can go out of this. So get rid of this pip here, and you see on the bottom left we have the storage location of the video, and I can open the video. Yep, that looks like the video that I just recorded. High quality. Going all the way over here. Even me changing the settings and being confused. And the audio is there. Video bitrate is there. So, it's perfect. It is perfect. And it saves right onto your device. So, very, very simple way for you to go capture whatever you want to capture. And more importantly, very low latency. That when I press a button, it just works. Pew, 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 pew. Okay, we'll stop playing though, because I don't want to expose myself in this video game. But you get the idea. That is Elgato Studio. So 4K capture, Proffy, actually is very similar. I know that you and I actually both used it at some point, because that was the app they wanted you to use. But as you said earlier, the UI has been simplified. It's native to Windows, and it just works.
And I think that's part of what Wavelength Studio, or what Wavelength 3.0, Elgato Studio, I think that's been a massive upgrade, is the fact that it just works. Whereas, like, with previous versions of Wavelength, like I was saying, like, the UI was a little lackluster as far as being very intuitive. Whereas, like, now, as long as you can kind of have some form of understanding of, like, like workflows or flowcharts, it generally makes a lot more sense, and you're able to kind of just work your way through it significantly easier than you used to be able to, at least.
And I think that's what the Elgato team has been very focused on, having modernized Windows applications, and they of course have Mac applications as well, but they want to make it very easy to use, simple to install, and directly from the Microsoft Store. Just click download, it works, and just be on your way. This is perfect for those that just want to get going. They trust in the device that they buy and don't need to do anything at least too advanced. So I think Proffy should try Elgato Studio. Eventually you will have to. But I think it seems like it will be something that will be very beneficial for you.
Oh yeah, it'll be not before too long. It'll be pretty quick by the time I get onto it. I'll probably download it sometime tonight.
Okay. Well, I think we're reaching the end of our content here. So we'll once again, if anyone has any questions for us for the last couple of minutes, I'd love to be able to answer them. Anything about Elgato or about the live stream, how to live stream on IRIAM, things like that. If we have any questions about it, we'd love to be able to answer your questions. Now, Proffy, you are in the... Oh, we do have a question here. We'll go to the question first. Celes is asking, how do you become someone's Oshi? I think you know the answer, Proffy.
Do I know the answer? You just do. You are. I feel like it just comes down to, in your own words, being inspirational to somebody, regardless of what that means to that specific person, or in regards to what it means to that person.
Yeah, so I guess you just gotta be inspirational. That's the TLDR. Very good question, Celes. You have any other questions? Feel free to ask it on Twitch or any of our IRIAM chats. Love to answer them. Anything about Elgato in particular, this is a good week to ask us about Elgato and how important it is for our setups and what we've got going for our live streams. I feel like I've learned a lot from you, Proffy. Of course, the XLR information was very enlightening, and you learned a little bit about Elgato Studio, so we both have benefited in some way on how we will upgrade our Elgato setups.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I'm sure you had the same experience yesterday, I guess it was, when you were starting with your stream decks from scratch, right? There's constantly something being rolled out in one of the programs, whether it's the Stream Deck software or the Wavelink. There's constantly something new to try and like figure out or try to tweak into it, or being added to make kind of like that workflow a little bit easier or more streamlined.
1,000 stars. Thank you, Celes. Any other additional questions for us? We love questions. I think. I don't know if Proffy likes questions. but
I mean, I'm always good with a couple questions.
Sometimes the questions get very tough. It could be like something that we don't know. What is a good question, says Celes?
Okay, let's not get I was just about to say it. Let's not get existential with it.
Thanks for the stars, friends, on both sides. Okay, well, if there's no questions, then I think we all are Elgato experts. I do want to thank you, Proffy, for spending some time with me and talking about your setup and about the especially the audio setup that you have and showing us how you do your audio streams for your streams. Do you have any other plans for the week, since I know you're in the flyer event?
Mostly just yapping at chat. I don't have anything particularly special happening. Just kind of typical week for Proffy.
All right, sounds good. So if
How
you
about yourself, Browntul?
Yeah, well, we have the full schedule right here on the screen. So we're doing more Elgato Week stuff as we go through. That I'm really excited about. And although it is very exhausting, I'll admit. I don't think I've streamed this much on Twitch in a while. IRIAM, yes, but I feel like IRIAM is like you open it and then you have fun and chat with people. Twitch takes a little while to set up. But I feel like the first 3 streams we've done have been exciting, and we've got 6 more to go, Proffy. Or actually 7 more to go. So we're not even halfway there. There'll be a lot to talk about, and that's all I've just been excited about. So I'm thankful that you've been a part of it, Proffy. It's an honor and a privilege to have you as a part of this IRIAM X Elgato series.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right. Then let us say goodbye to Proffy. And see you later, Prof. Oh, my camera fell. My God. Let's put the cover on the camera. Okay. Everyone say goodbye. Everyone say goodbye to Proffy.
Bye, chat.
Bye bye. Okay. So we're gonna end on that. we're gonna go raid on Twitch first, and then we're gonna conclude on IRIAM. Okay. So, I think we're gonna raid the. We have a lot of options here. I'm deciding which one I want to do. I think we're gonna go to. We're gonna go to Gracie, because Gracie is about to stream Valorant, and Gracie's been a big part of our program. So let's go ahead and raid Gracie. I want to thank everyone for taking a part in our discussion with Celes and with Proffy today. I feel like we've learned a lot from them. A question is why it's called Elgato, says Sunoki on IRIAM. Because they're located in Los Gatos. Or they were founded in Los Gatos. And so they changed their name to Elgato. It is not named after the cat. Ask an Elgato member, they would agree. It's not named after a cat. Okay, let's start off the raid. Here's the raid message. And of course, the turtle raid, if you're subscribed, you can use the turtle that's included here. And the next stream is going to be on Thursday at 10 a.m. where we will talk about the Elgato face cam. So everyone say goodbye to Twitch stream. Bye-bye Twitch stream. Bye Twitch stream. Bye.